Sports update powered by the Nissan van range, helping business owners to work better and live better. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Good afternoon. Joe Root, what a man, what a goat, what a player. Aussie legend Matthew Hayden had promised to streak naked if Root failed to get over the line this series, and he now sounds a relieved man.
It took you a while, and there was no one that had more skin in the game than me. Literally, I was backing you in for 100 in a good way. So, mate, congratulations. 10, 50s, and finally 100. You little ripper, mate. Have a beauty and bloody enjoy it.
Root's heroics and Archer's fireworks for the final wicket mean a topsy-turvy day one at the Gabba was edged by England at 325 for 9, despite Mitchell Starc taking another 6 wickets. The full Steve Harmison debrief is available now on the talkSPORT cricket channels. Ahead of the World Cup draw live on talkSPORT tomorrow afternoon, meanwhile, Rod Stewart's laid into Donald Trump and his threats around matches next summer.
Wherever the games are played, if they're democratic states, he wants them moved out. Now, whether he's going to get away with this is ridiculous. He just can't keep his nose out of anything.
Rod's also told us he'd love to record a World Cup song for Scotland, so stay tuned. The PDC, meanwhile, the World Darts, has finally moved to the Great Hall at Ali Pali, not Hogwarts. That means an extra 2,000 people can attend each session, and Liverpool say Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva will forever be in our hearts on what would have been Diogo's 29th birthday. The club says love, thoughts and prayers continue to be with family and friends.
talkSPORT News.
A report concluded Vladimir Putin was morally responsible for the death of Dawn Sturgis in Salisbury, and the number of people in hospital with flu in England has hit a record level for this time of year. More with the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. For a limited time only, get 20% off a set of 4 premium tyres in our Black Friday event. Book today at quickfit.com and drive away happy every time. Conditions apply.
Rain moving north and east across most areas. Brighter weather with showers developing across southern England, Wales and Northern Ireland later in the afternoon. Breezy for many and colder than yesterday.
So, we are almost ready to go. Ian Danter here in the commentary box. It is all about whether Dean Saunders can retain the talkSPORT World Championship. To win the leg. She's got it! Gets it! Double 9! He refuses the handshake.
This is Paul Hawksbee. Of course, you're aware of that because I crashed Will's news bulletin by saying Bourbon, anyone?
Your new catchphrase. You're working on a catchphrase, Paul.
Well, it's a bit like Alan's famous Jaffa cake, anyone?
Oh, yeah.
There's a packet of Bourbons here. I don't know who's been fueled by the well-known chocolate biscuit today, whether it was Sam or whether it was Big Alan.
I think it's a Matterface style biscuit.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Why is that? You're matching the presenter to their favourite biscuit.
Well, I mean, let's not get into that, Paul.
Anyway,
got plenty of rubbish to come up anyway.
Honestly,
let's go.
We got enough dross. I'm here with Charlie Baker, of course, with you through until 4. Where this afternoon, what's coming up, Charlie?
Coming up over the next 3 hours, we'll get an Aussie angle on day one of the second Ashes test with their former all-rounder Brad Hogg. We'll ask Scott Minto.
Who's Scott Minton? Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Paul, I just read it. You know, I'm Ron Burgundy. Yeah. Ask Scott Minto where we learnt from what we learnt. Oh, weren't we learnt? What we learnt. I should have read it before I went on.
Get a red pen.
Unprofessional.
Get a red pen out. Go on.
We'll also ask Scott Minto what we learnt from this week's Premier League games.
It's a bloke called Scott Minton. It's someone else.
And
we'll
look ahead to tonight's remaining game at Old Trifford.
It doesn't say Old Trifford. If you're called Scott Minton,
give us a ring.
We would get in touch this afternoon.
We'd love a chat with you about tonight's Premier League
we would love to look at all the main talking points from the game so far, Scott. So do give us a call. We'll also go in search of the forfeits you did and didn't have to go through with. And we'll cross to the States to look ahead to tomorrow's World Cup draw and find out more about Celtic's new gaffer.
Yes, all this plus H&B versus ChatGPT. Tim Vickery assesses the merits of a future Chelsea manager. And there's only another flipping birthday spread, Paul. What a waste of time.
Another flipping birthday spread.
A waste of time for everyone involved.
Approaching 6 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Afternoon, Paul. I'm in trouble with Alan Brazil. Just to let you know.
Saw him I've been in trouble with Alan over the years.
I'm in trouble with him. I came in. I don't normally see him. He must have stuck around for some reason.
Yeah.
And as I was coming in, he was going out and he went, "Oh, hello." He went, "Hello, Charlie." I said, "Hello, Alan. How are you?" He said, "I'll have you. I'll have you."
Oh, wow.
Like that.
And he's still a big man.
He added a couple of other words in I can't say on the radio.
Yeah.
And then he's a big guy, and I don't want to get involved with Alan Brazil. It's Lorraine Kelly based.
Well,
Paul.
If people weren't listening yesterday, and I'm sorry, boys, that does include me. TV icon.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, well, I wasn't able to.
Bit of a busman's holiday, to be honest, Paul.
I was tending to a sick child. I mean, that's true. Anyway, TV icon Lorraine Kelly and her daughter Rosie Kelly-Smith, they joined Max and Charlie yesterday here on the show. Rosie revealed a family talkSPORT link relating to Big Alan, and Alan reacted on this morning's breakfast show.
Lucky boy.
It's a girl.
A girl.
Get up. You're laughing at Lorraine. I've never met you in my life. Cheeky mare. What else we got?
Cheeky mare. Don't make me laugh. The description. She did the baby. The baby didn't have any hair and was quite round.
Yeah,
Alan.
well, Kelly Jr., how many babies do you know that come out like Mick Jagger? You know, there's a good chance they'll have no hair.
Yeah, Al, don't let it get to you, mate. Al, I've got no hair. It's what we've been.
Great to be mentioned like that, but don't give me that. She's not a Dundee fan of Dundee United. She's a Celtic supporter. The mum.
There we are. That won't make any sense at all because you kind of needed to hear the first
clip.
It's a bit like a Christopher Nolan film, this. So why don't you explain what the heck that was all about?
Lorraine and her daughter Rosie were on, and Rosie's had a baby, and they called the baby for the first few months of its life Alan Brazil, despite it being a girl,
right?
Because it looked like Alan.
Looked like Alan with no hair.
Looking at Alan on that clip, you can see it.
Yeah, he does.
You can see that.
You're saying Alan looks like a big baby?
No. I'm in trouble as it is. So.
He'll come back into reception because I imagine he's in the hotel over the road. Is it? And he'll come in. He'll come back upstairs. Yeah.
Jaffa cake, anyone?
Yeah, Jaffa cake. Yeah. Bunch of fives, anyone?
There we are. What did your baby look like? 8, 10, 89.
Well, they all look like Winston Churchill.
I know, but might have some other people. They might have some other. My daughter came out with her eyebrows just drawn on.
Yeah.
Just beautifully drawn on, like sort of Pat Butcher.
Really?
Yeah, they were just sort of just very, very dark eyebrow, but like they were drawn.
Really? My youngest lad came out with masses of really sticky up ginger hair.
Oh, did he? Was he waiting for Man United to win 5 games in a row?
I think he was. I think he was waiting for Tottenham to win 5 games in a row. But that all went, and he had really sort of very blonde
hair.
And it was right. I mean, just sticking up for days. It was just nuts. So he's going to love this. But it's not stayed like that. So
maybe the baby look like 8,
maybe there is something in this.
Why not?
The other thing is forfeits. Matthew Hayden, as you were just hearing in Will's bulletin, there is the most relieved man because Matthew Hayden said he would. Did he say he'd run naked round the MCG if Joe Root
streak round the MCG
if he didn't get 100? So he had great faith in Joe.
He's about as Aussie as it gets.
I mean, I thought it wasn't quite Aussie enough. Yeah, fair. I mean, he put in every Aussie cliche into that. Ripper, fair dinkum. It was like central casting, wasn't it?
It is good.
But the thing is with Matthew Hayden, if one of the great solace you could get when he was out there batting and sort of knocking England in a great Aussie side, knocking England around the park, was that he had chronic hemorrhoids. He was a martyr to him all of his playing career.
Oh, no.
And he may be now. And it did strike me that him running naked around the MCG would have been quite a fearsome sight. I think it would have been a while before you reach for the grapes in the fruit bowl, put it that way. So maybe it's just as well that Joe Root. Sorry if you're having your lunch. So, imagine someone's just put the grapes down, haven't they?
Got a nice cheese board.
They've gone, yeah, thanks. Do you not finish in the cheese ball? No, I can't finish it.
All right, he's got one ear.
Can't finish it now, yeah. I'm having my lunch, says the producer. Well, after that clip, it doesn't matter. So anyway, where do we go now? Let's hear from you. Forfeits. formerly of this parish, Mike Parry. I seem to remember. I think the reason he said he would swim the channel. I think it was if Tim Henman or Andy Murray, I can't remember who, won Wimbledon.
Did he?
Yeah, right. I mean, it was never going to
be able to do the forfeit, is the thing. I don't know if maybe Mike's a great swimmer. I don't know. I could swim it in 10 minutes, mate.
I can see him covered in goose grease, can't you? Just entering the water. It'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? But anyway, sometimes you put a forfeit out there and you think, oh, blimey, that's never going to happen. But if you've got one that you had to go through with, or maybe a few of those that you were a bit like Matthew Hayden, were absolutely delighted that you didn't.
It's normally a shaved head that people gamble on, isn't it?
Yeah. You think so?
They normally go, if that happens, I'll shave my head.
Quite a few people have eaten their eat crow. That's the thing. It's an Americanism. I've seen.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's just an American. I mean, because I think crows are not very tasty. If you eat them. And someone said, if the Chiefs don't win the next Super Bowl, I'll eat crow. And I've seen sort of American TV presenters on there working their way through a crow.
Jim Crow, the old governor of Alabama.
Definitely not Jim Crow. But you do get quite a lot of pushback.
Yes.
So there we are.
Well, there we are. So what forfeits have you had to do?
You had to go through. The ones you had to go through, the ones you bottled out
ones
of.
We can bottle
because they were so bad. Or the ones you were so lucky you escaped. Talks in the Matthew Hayden envelope. Talking of which, we're going to speak to Brad Hogg very shortly. We're going to get an Aussie angle on today. It was a very interesting day for them, the first day of the second Ashes test, where, England were 5 for 2, absolutely rocking.
Yeah.
The brilliance of Joe Root, of course, played a part in turning that around, the tail wagging at the end with Jofra and Joe, a bit of S-housing from the Aussies, time wasting so England wouldn't have a bowl at them because they obviously expected just to knock off that last wicket in double quick time,
Archer
which
got out
didn't
there
happen.
Hit 30-odd runs.
Played some
brilliant.
Great shots.
Yeah. Crawley, Crawley's knock. You can't say how important that was.
A bit of a soft way to get out, wasn't it? But anyway, we'll get Brad Hogg's take on that very, very shortly. Brian Chiaretta's going to join us. We're going to talk a bit more about Wilfred Nancy, the new manager of Celtic. A brilliant job that Martin O'Neill's done there. But he comes in now. What can we expect? What has he done in the States to merit such a huge job in Scotland? We'll have a chat with Brian and, of course, this World Cup draw. We'll have a couple of hits at that because Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent have now moved to Washington ahead of the draw tomorrow, and we'll be catching up with them later on. We've got a birthday spread. We've got Chat GPT. We're going to look ahead to tonight's football. Somebody called Scott Minton's coming on to look at what we've learned from this week's games and all manner of other stuff besides. To get in touch this afternoon, talksport.com/H&J, text to 81089, tweet to TSH&J 03717223344. But we start by talking cricket. As always, a very eventful day's cricket in the Ashes.
Yeah.
And Brad Hogg joins us, former Aussie all-rounder. In a few moments' time, we're here as always with Tool Station. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Tool Station.
almost ready to go. Ian Danter here in the commentary box. And it is all about whether Dean Saunders can retain the talkSPORT World Championship. To win the leg. She's got it! Gets it! Double nine! He refuses the handshake.
Topsy-turvy day that was. 325 for 9. England walk off with Joe Root taking the applause of another fantastic crowd at the Gabba, and alongside Jofra Archer putting smiles not just on the faces of the fans but also his teammates. And despite Carson Atkinson going in quick succession, that late order partnership has just meant that when both teams come out to play tomorrow, the match and the Ashes still very much in the balance. 325 for 9 at stumps on day one in the second test at the Gabba.
Yeah, it was a fascinating day, and that last 45 odd minutes was fascinating because it would have been very Bazball for Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes to have said, right, let's declare now, let's have a bowl for 45 minutes. With that in mind, the Aussies started to S-house.
Yeah.
And were wasting time. Travis Head suddenly needed a helmet for one ball.
Yeah.
Then he managed to run off and give it. I mean, it was the umpire should have got involved, really. Anyway.
It was a brilliant day's cricket. It's when this format is at its absolute best.
5 for 2, you think, here we go again.
I know,
Joe Root century. So much to reflect on now. I thought Brad Hogg was joining us first off. He is, isn't he? Yeah, Brad Hogg joins us first, former Aussie all-rounder. Hello, Brad.
Hello, Brad.
How we going, guys? Pretty boring day today. Only 9 wickets fallen. We've got to get back down here to Perth, I think. So, the Gabba, I don't know what the curator's done there, but well done to Joe Root. Finally getting 100 here in Australia. I'm so grateful to have been able to watch that and see him get his 100 today. It was just sensational, and it really sets the series up and keeps it alive now.
Not as grateful as Matty Hayden, of course, after what he said he was prepared to do. And no one wants to watch that, do they, Brad?
Oh, no. If you're going to the meat market down at your local shopping centre, you don't want to go and have a look at the little party Frankfurts down the end with a little toothpick in it, do you?
Oh, dear me. So, yeah, as you said, it felt like a sort of a whole test match in one day with England's kind of trademark collapse and then rallying with Root, getting the century, all the mayhem at the end of the day with Jofra coming out and sort of batting so brilliantly. It was just another absolutely nuts day's cricket. How do you think the Australians will reflect on it, Brad?
I think they'll be very disappointed, actually. I think they would have thought that they would have been able to bowl England out pretty cheaply at the back end, especially with Archer coming back in and Joe Root had just got his 100. Especially with the way that they just wanted to go on with the scoring as well and just swing from the bootlaces. So I thought they were going to get an easy wicket there, and so they'll be disappointed in that aspect. But look, at the end of the day, the other aspect of it, they didn't have to face a couple of overs last night tonight with a new ball, hard new ball in those conditions, which can be tough. Tomorrow's going to be very interesting. The ball got soft today. The Australians were talking about that ball getting soft. England tomorrow, they've got to try and bat for half an hour at least so that they can have a harder ball through that middle period where generally most of the wickets fall up there at the Gabba in a day-night test match.
Mitchell Starc seems to have a ball on a piece of string. Do you think Australia are slightly over-reliant on him, Brad?
Yeah, if you look at the bowling attack out in the last 2 test matches, he's picked up the bulk of the wickets. He got 10 for in Perth, and now he's got a 6 for here in Brisbane, and no one else has looked threatening. So that's a big concern for Australia moving forward. But you talk about fairy tales. So far, every first over of each innings, in the 3 innings, he's got a wicket. So with beautiful bowling. The ball that got Ducker today was probably the ball of the day. The other wickets that he got, it was just typical bowling in Australian conditions, especially in Perth and the Gabba, where you get that extra bounce. When you know that the batsman's going to be chasing wide of the stumps, you just push it a little fuller outside off stump. That extra bounce, you're going to feed the slips, and that's what he does beautifully.
We know he's going to bowl there. The batsmen know he's going to bowl there, and yet still they chase it, Paul.
Well, yeah, therein lies the rub, really. I mean, Harry Brook he is a very frustrating player. He is a wonderful player, isn't he? But again, it was a pretty mad shot, Brad, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely, and I heard Stuart Broad commentating on Channel 7 over here, and I think he summed it up perfectly. When Harry Brook's been around for a while now, he's probably one of the best batsmen on the eye that we've probably ever seen. Just the way that he can take attacks apart, but he's just got to sum up certain situations, especially in that Test arena. Mitchell Starc coming back in, you know that he's going to be threatening. You know that the batsman coming in next, Stokes, has had his troubles against Starc. You know that if you can wear Mitchell Starc down, you know that Hazelwood's not coming back. You put extra pressure on him, bowling long spells, bowling more overs than he wants to in these first couple of Test matches, which puts pressure on him out the back end. So you've got to have those cricket smarts about you, and I just think that's one thing that he can add to his game. But, God, when he gets going, he's so good on the eye, and he took Mitchell Starc apart here in Perth on that first day when everyone else looked as though they were probably playing Z grade in the back park.
Now, another little sidebar in the Aussie camp is Nathan Lyon, who found an hour and a half before play that he wasn't going to be playing. And he chatted to Channel 7 afterwards, and he is not a happy man. They said to him, how was the conversation with the selection chair, George Bailey? And Lyon said, short. He said, like this one, he said, yeah, absolutely filthy, but I can't do anything about it. I just hope I can play my role in making sure I get the guys ready and do whatever I can to make sure we get the right result here. He is not at all happy. I mean, do you think that was an error or not? He felt he could do something on that pitch.
I feel like they might need him to do something different, yeah.
Yeah, look, especially when you've got Green there as well, bowling some medium pace, I think you can have that specialist spinner. And we only got 75 overs in the day. I don't think even we got to 75 overs. So it was a slow over rate as well. So you need the spinner to make sure that you hurry the game up, keep it moving, and bowl some tight overs from one end. And I think it's great that he's able to express that disappointment to the world afterwards, because we're all human. And he's come out and he's been honest with it. And I think the other thing that he said too, he's got to sit down and put the pieces to the puzzle and just work out, right, how am I going to handle this moving forward? Obviously, he said that he's team man, he's right behind his players, which he is. And the disappointment and the argument or the debate will be with selectors. And I think as players, you've got to have the right to be able to have that or show that disgruntledness with the selectors and with the media just to show that passion. So I think it's a great aspect of our game for players to be able to do that.
So I was, Glenn McGrath said earlier on he saw, I think one of the England players went up and congratulated Starc on what was then a fiver. And he said, they're all too nice, said Glenn. It's all too nicey, this. And we saw a lot of the Aussies going up to Joe Root as he left the field, shaking hands and patting him on the back.
Got it.
Do you think it's a lot of because of franchise cricket and the guys all know each other and play with each other quite often around the world in different formats? You think it's all getting a bit nicey, Brad?
Oh, look, I think it's. I don't think it's nice out in the middle. I think that it's a bit argy-bargy. But when someone has a good performance or a milestone like 5 wickets, and I think the other thing with Mitchell Starc, he's just broken a record of Wasim Akram's as well. So I think that's the other aspect where England players were going up to congratulate him as well. So it's a huge milestone that Joe Root getting his first 100 in Australia, and the respect that Australians have for Joe Root, I think it's important that they do go up and recognise that milestone as well. So they were 2 very big milestones. So I think there's probably a bit of a big over, or how can I put it? I think Glenn McGrath has probably just been overstated the scenario at that stage.
Yeah. And
tomorrow, do you think, are we going to see Travis Head open the batting, do we think?
Yeah,
or?
Interesting.
Yep. I think Travis Head is definitely opening the batting, but the Australian coaches and selectors have said, just be careful. We could change the order up in the first innings and second innings. So I think Travis Head will open because that first session with the new hard ball in the pink test match generally doesn't do as much as that middle session. So I think Australia will try and make the most of that and get Travis Head out there as early as possible.
And just finally, in all likelihood, you would expect, Jofra may go in the first half hour, as you said. They may not put many more runs, unless, say, they put on 5 or 10. I mean, from what you've seen of the wicket today, do you think sort of 335 would be sort of par for this pitch or not?
I think England are in a very good position at the present moment, and the good thing about it, they've got the spinner there, Jakes as well, that can hold up one end. I think you'll find that the Australians might try and attack him early, put pressure on Ben Stokes to bowl himself a lot more. But if Will Jakes can hold one end up and allow the quicks out the other end to rotate through that middle period, I think England could get on top of Australia here. But it's very important that they bowl tight in that first session. The ball stays hard for the middle session, and they take advantage of that. If the ball gets soft too early like it did today, it's going to be very close at the end of the day.
Brilliant. Good to talk to you, Brad. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, guys, and well done to Joe Root.
Yeah, nice one. Thank you very much. There we are. And well done to Mitchell Stark. That is some milestone as well.
Joffre might get out there tomorrow, Paul. He might Jeff boycott it till lunch.
Well, you saw in that last over, he was playing some lovely shots. They cut to the skipper, who was kind of looking round at everybody saying, no, he's a decent batsman. You don't often get the chance to see him, but yeah, he was great.
He might fancy 50. You never know.
Yeah, that was he on 31?
31,
yeah, you never know. Maybe 150 for Joe Root. Let's see if they can see that. That would be a beautiful thing. Anyway, whether you're waking up to get the Ashes score or the hottest analysis after another big night, the Premier League talkSPORT have you covered tomorrow morning. Join Big Alan and Ray Parler from 6, then Sam Matterface and Gabby Agbonlahor from 10 to give you the full picture on all the action. Don't forget to check out the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel for all the best reaction to every day's play, including the following on podcast, which drops every day of the second test. Lots more to come this afternoon. We're going to talk a bit of Manchester United versus West Ham next, the remaining game in the Premier League, which, of course, we brought you every game this week on the talkSPORT network, and we bring you this one tonight from 8 o'clock at Old Trafford.
Joe Root's got the monkey off his back with a first ton down under. He ended day one of the second test, 135 not out. England close on 325 for 9. Bumble says it's a great day for Ben Stokes' side.
He was going to declare. You could tell that the players had got changed. We better declare, let's have a ball. And then these last two got to work and they've put England in a really good position.
Loads more on talkSPORT's cricket YouTube channel. Rod Stewart's told talkSPORT he wishes Martin O'Neill could stay on behind the scenes at Celtic.
Wherever the games are played, if they're democratic states, he wants them moved out. Now, whether he's going to get away with this is ridiculous. He just can't keep his nose out of anything.
Wilfred Nancy's come in after O'Neill guided Celtic back to the top of the Premiership as interim. The PDC World Darts has finally been moved to the Great Hall at Ali Pali. That means 5,000 people can attend each session, and the darts will stay at Ali Pali till at least 2031. talkSPORT's live coverage starts next Thursday. And Matchroom chairman Eddie Hearn told us he's getting calls from fighters at rival promoter Boxer wanting to jump ship. Hearn's hit back at criticism that he's had things easy from Ben Shalom.
It's terrible times for him, and you've got to fight back, and it's good to see him fight back. I think it's, we've had calls from a number of his fighters in the last few days wanting to join Matchroom, and the exodus is upon us.
Catch up with that interview on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
Up for Mason Mount, who picks up the bottom corner brilliantly. What a low strike from Mount, curled into the corner, placed to perfection, and Manchester United have turned this game around.
It's up, down, we are Moments FC.
It has finished, Crystal Palace 1, dare I say it, a gutsy Manchester United 2.
Manchester United back, Troy Deeney.
Absolutely not, but we've got to give him credit that was a big performance that second half.
West Ham United 0, Liverpool 2. Nuno looking a bit perplexed about things, not happy I'm sure. His side didn't really turn up today, and they end this game without a single shot on target.
I look at Man United, I look at Ruben, I look at their players. How can we compete against Man United? How can we take advantage of the things that we do?
Yes, it's been a bit of a crazy week, some very interesting results. We'll look at what we've learned or otherwise from Scott Minto a little bit later on. But say the one remaining game at Old Trafford, Manchester United versus West Ham. An important period, you feel, for Manchester United. The next four of their 4 games of the next 6 are at home. So opportunity to climb even further up the table and get some morale-boosting wins. Let's see what the Stretford Paddock YouTube channel's very own Jay Motley makes of it. Oh, hi, Jay.
Hi, lads, you okay?
Yeah, good, thanks, Jay.
So, I mean, look, we've spoken to you thick and thin in recent years about what's been going on at the club. And so what's the kind of state of play at the moment? How are you feeling as a Manchester United fan going into this period?
It's a bit confusing, to be honest with you, because after the Everton game, I think I felt as low as I felt during Ruben Amorim's time. That performance against 10-man Everton was just indefensible. It really was. There was no positives whatsoever to take from him. There was no excuses for it. So we just did not turn up against a team that was not only down to 10 men but is beatable. And then you go to the Crystal Palace game, a ground where we've struggled over the last. I think that was our first win in about 5 years there. And Palace are a good team. You know, we know what they're capable of, the players they've got. I know they had the game on the Thursday night, but they're still a good side. And that second half was much better. That was almost as good as I've seen from Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. So it is a bit confusing because on the one hand, I'm thinking, this is a great opportunity now. Win tonight and we can go up to 5th. And then, as you've all mentioned, we've got some winnable games, but there's still that sort of West Ham performance in the back of my mind. Sorry, the Everton performance in the back of my mind. And the fact that this Manchester United side this season has been very up and down, which is, why we're in mid-table. So I think cautiously optimistic is probably the easiest way of putting it, because whilst I think really and truly we should have enough to win, take some points from the next few games, I can't ignore what I've seen so far this season, which is a very inconsistent side.
Ruben Amorim said after Euro came off in the win at Palace that he thinks too much. The 20-year-old thinks too much. What do you think he means by that, Jay?
I'm guessing maybe he takes things to heart too much. Maybe that's what it means. I think there was a couple of mistakes in that game. Now, listen, Lenny Yoro is a fantastic footballer. I think anyone who's watched him knows he's got a very bright future ahead of him. I thought he was the only one in Bilbao against Spurs in the cup final who emerged with any credit. I thought he had a good game. I don't think anyone else did. And I think we're lucky to have him because obviously Real Madrid wanted him.
Yeah.
And he's had a few difficulties this season, I think it's safe to say, but I don't think he should take it to heart. Yes, you learn from it. I'm not saying just ignore it, but I don't think he should be too down on himself because we can all see what talent the lad's got. And this Manchester United side has been inconsistent, not because of Lenny Yoro. Everyone has been during the season. So he just needs to sort of learn from it and grow with it, but not take it too much to heart. I'm guessing that's what the manager meant. And if that's what he meant, I understand that.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll bring Cunha straight back in tonight? I mean, Mount and Xerxes been doing well. I mean, do you think he'll just pop them straight back in, or will he stick with the guys who got the result at Palace?
If it was up to me, I'd throw Cunha straight back in. If he's fit enough to play, obviously, then I'd like to see him start because I think we're a much better side with him in it. I think we missed him. We missed him in that Everton game in particular. But we don't know with Ruben Amorim. I mean, a lot of people thought Joshua Zirkzee might get dropped after the Everton game because he didn't really have a good game. But when you look at the options he had, he decided to stick with him, and that was justified because he got the equaliser. So I think he probably will give Cunha a start, especially when you look at the amount of games we've got coming up where we are going to lose the likes of Ahmad, the likes of Brian and Bumo, and obviously I know he's not an attacker, but Nuzar Mazraoui as well. I think now might be the time to make the most of the players you've got available.
I'm sorry, win tonight. Yeah. You could go 5th.
That's right.
It's green shoots, isn't it? Is that where you're seeing it, Jay? That what he's trying to do, he's stuck to his guns. It's paying off, isn't it?
Well, I hope so. I think the difficulty that Ruben Amorim's had so far as United manager, we've never built on anything. We had last season we had a great result at the Etihad. We didn't really build on it. We had a good performance and result at Anfield last season, the 2-2. Didn't build on it. Similarly when we won in the FA Cup at the Emirates, and then this season. I think it was only recently we actually managed to get to back-to-back Premier League wins after a year, which shows you we just haven't been able to build on it. And I think if we can finally start building on some of these performances, well, say some of them, that second half performance at Selhurst Park, then with the games we've got coming up, that gives us a massive opportunity because if after those games you're in sort of 4th or 5th, it changes the narrative for the season. You're looking at a season where you're going, okay, let's fight for Champions League football. We're in that mix. Whereas if you're sat 10th or 9th, you're thinking, oh, can we try and get into the Europa Conference? Would that be a good season? And let's be honest, despite the problems Manchester United have had, the bare minimum at this club should be aiming for Champions League football. It really should, especially when we went out in the summer and spent over 200 million quid on some very good players.
There's a lot of talk of, spending some money in January on a midfielder, and Baleba keeps coming off, although he's going off to AFCON. And Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton, both of those deals sound like they're going to be very, very hard to do. Yeah. In January. I think Oliver Glasner would walk out if they let Walton go in January. So it's likely to be the summer. You're going to have to muddle through. They might bring in some reinforcements, but not the quality you want. How are you feeling about that?
It is a little bit of a concern because in that midfield area, we are overly reliant on Casemiro. I mean, I think he finished the game at the weekend and we needed him to, but a lot of the time he ends up coming off after 60 minutes and you can almost see the drop-off. No disrespect to someone like Manuel Ugarte, but he's not in the same class as Casemiro for me, even an ageing Casemiro. Kobbie Mainoo, the manager doesn't seem to fancy him. It annoys me a little bit because I love Kobbie Mainoo. I think he's a fantastic footballer, but this manager just doesn't think he fits into this system. So we do need reinforcements, and whilst I'd love to see us go out and get someone like Elliot Anderson, who I think is having a phenomenal season, he's a very talented player, I don't think it's feasible in January because it's going to scupper Forest season. It's going to hurt them too much. So it is probably going to be the summer. I just hope we get it right in the summer because you mentioned there Carlos Baleba, who's been a target for United, and he's having, from what I gather, and I'm happy to be corrected, a bit of a stinker this season.
Yeah, well, that's because his head's been turned and he wants to go at Manchester United, I'm guessing.
Well, maybe it is, but it's still concerning if you're talking about spending £100 million, £100 million or plus on a player who's having a bad season, and this sort of hope that, it's just because his head been turned. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe he's out of form a little bit and he could struggle to regain it. So I think we've got to be careful what we do in the summer. Personally, if it was up to me, it'd be Anderson, but I think if it was someone like Adam Morton, I don't think many United fans have been moaning about that. He's a very tight lad as well. So it is probably going to be summer. In January, there's been a few names banded about. I've seen on talkSPORT, other places, maybe Conor Gallagher, someone like that. He's okay. I'm not exactly...
It's quite a cheap option, isn't it? I think it's 20 million quid, 30 million quid.
It feels like a stopgap. I mean, personally, I'd like to see Kobbie Mainoo get some minutes, but it just doesn't like it's going to happen.
I mentioned AFCON there, and you're going to use Mbeumo, lose him, and Ahmad and Mazraoui as well. I mean, certainly Mbeumo, you kind of feel he's going to be a huge miss for you. Ahmed, really. I mean, all three of them are playing a role in the team, so it's going to be a tough old month. And players often, we're going to talk to Kwaku about this later, players come back from AFCON, and often they're not the same. You know, it's like playing a World Cup in the middle of the season and having to pick it all up again domestically.
Yeah, it's kind of uncharted territory for us United fans. I know we lost Andre Onana for a few games last season, but we don't tend to have many players that go to the AFCON, and it's like our entire right-hand side has gone to the AFCON or going to the AFCON, which is going to be something that Ruben Amorim's going to have to cope with. You mentioned there Brian Mbeumo, who's almost become a bit of a talisman over the last sort of several weeks. Ahmad's been very reliable, and Nuzem Mazraoui, we saw it at the weekend, he came on and he's just solid. He does a very good job almost every time he puts on a United shirt. So, yeah, we are going to feel the effects of that. But we did spend some money in the summer. Hopefully Benjamin Sesko can be back by the time Brian Mbeumo goes out. Cunha's coming back in as well. We do have some talented youngsters as well. There's talk of Shea Lacey maybe getting a little bit of a chance, which I think a lot of United fans would love to see. So hopefully we can cope with it. And the plus point, if I'm looking for a positive, is I don't think it's until the City game, which is like mid-January, where we're facing one of the really top teams. So hopefully we'll be okay, but there's no denying you're going to miss three players of that quality, definitely.
Yeah. Nice one, Jay. We'll catch up with you soon. All the best.
Cheers, lads.
There's Jay Motti there from Stretford Paddock, and that game live on talkSPORT tonight. Natalie Sawyer, your host for that. Joe Shannon and Leanne Sanderson, your commentary team at Old Trafford. And no Paquetá, of course, for West Ham. There's two yellows. We'll have a chat with Tim Vickery about that. I'm sure that was fairly big news over in Brazil, that meltdown and the subsequent statement he put out afterwards.
But I fancy West Ham tonight. I fancy them to win that tonight.
I must say I do fancy Man. They'd probably make hard work of it, but I could see a 2-1 to them tonight. We'll see.
If only we had a way to do score predictions.
Well...
and find out who was better at it.
H&B versus GPT coming up later on. And we are going to reflect on the game so far with Scott Minto a little bit later on. Gerwyn Price joining us for a chat. Gerwyn Price offered £200 worth of fish and chips to find that's a lot. I mean, actually, these days, that's about 3 cod and chips, isn't it? And some mushy peas.
Can I get a dandelion and burdock? No.
Not a cheap tea anymore. So it's a nice tea.
Lovely
before
tea.
we have the British Fish and Chip Association on our backs.
Not
but
cheap, Paul.
It's not a cheap tea anymore, Charlie, is it?
No, it's not. It's a sad
anyway,
we'll find cheap anymore, Paul. What used to be 20 quid is 50 quid.
This is my bus. It's lovely to see you. Well, we mentioned Palace there. Can we say get well soon to our pal and friend of the show and regular guest on the show, Kevin Day, comedian. Kevin had a freak accident and has landed up in hospital. We've got some nasty injuries. So, kind of Kev's listening this afternoon. If he is, we wish him all.
He's had a fall, Paul.
I think he's at that age where
he tips over.
A few years ago, I would have said he'd fallen over. In this case, I'd say he's had a fall.
If you are listening, Kev, let us know if you've had a fall or if you've fallen over.
Yeah, I know what he's going to say. But in all seriousness, Kev, we wish you all the very best. It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT with our very good friends at Tool Station. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Tool Station. And coming up next, Brian Sciaretta joins us from the States to tell us more about Celtic's new manager, should I say. Not the news manager. They probably have got a news manager.
Know.
And the World Cup draw, and we'll be chatting to Andy and Benty about that from Washington later in the show.
So we are almost ready to go. Ian Danter here in the commentary box. It is all about whether Dean Saunders can retain the talkSPORT World Championship. To win the leg. She's got it! Gets it! Double nine! He refuses the handshake. Over there, doing quite a lot of heavy lifting there. And that's Rod was on with Alan this morning on Alan Brazil, and he said he's thinking of doing a World Cup song. Okay, that was Rod.
That was Rod, was it?
In '78.
Oh,
that was
really?
Rod's song for '78 World Cup before the defeats to Peru and the draw with Iran.
It sounds like drink may have been taken in the studio with that one.
It sounds like it. They probably finished all the work on the album, and they had a couple of hours of studio time left.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do that.
Yeah, but Rod,
surely the Proclaimers' letter from America is going to be the.
Allah and there don't rhyme, Rod. You're fired. Of course not. I actually really like that song.
It's good fun. Yeah, I've never heard it before.
Sadly, it didn't work out. But let's hope Rod does come up with a new World Cup song for them, and we'll know who's in their draw tomorrow.
I am failing. That'd be quite good for.
Oh no, come on!
I am failing.
No, it's not nice. When the old Scottish transmitter. When the old needle drops, Charlie, I'll blame you.
When I'm touring. When they
start going through the radar figures, they said, we had this strange occurrence just after 2 o'clock.
I love Scotland. I love Scotland.
Oh, yeah, it's too late now, isn't it?
I love Scottish people. I love Scotland.
Yeah, too late now.
It just makes me...
They've switched off, mate. They've switched off after I am failing.
For an easy punchline.
Yeah.
The birthday spread between 3:30 and 4 o'clock.
Rod was saying on breakfast that he wished Martin would stay. But he has moved on after a fantastic little caretaker spell. And Wilfred Nancy comes in as the new manager. We thought we'd find out a bit more about him.
Great.
Brian Sciaretta joins us, our American soccer expert. Good afternoon, Brian.
Hello, Brian.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
Great. I mean, this is a fantastic move, isn't it, from for MLS to see a guy go to one of the sort of plum jobs in British football?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. It's well-deserved. He's had a lot of success here. With two different teams, Montreal and Columbus. He's a very, very strong personality. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it fits in.
He's a bit of Ange Postecoglou. Who did very well at Celtic, but he likes a sort of high energy, kind of up and at 'em style, doesn't he? So I'm sure the Celtic fans will be entertained.
Yeah, the crew scored a lot of goals. They had a lot of attacking talent. He really got his wing backs far up into the attack. He developed a lot of players. A lot of players, reached the peak of their careers before and were sold to some, really impressive transfers. So players did well. A lot of players credit him. I was speaking with Aidan Morris at Middlesbrough about him, and he was talking about how he really prepared him really well for Middlesbrough. So, there's a lot of success stories with him.
That Celtic fans, there may be a bit of scepticism. I'm sure they've done the reading. There'll be some of them listening today, but he's not a big name in football here. And there is always that element of risk. But
not the greatest professional career either as a player. So he's sort of come out of a coaching background, really.
Although he's done very well there, he has a bit to prove. But from what you've said, your expectations are pretty high, Brian.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how it goes. I liked how he developed players. I also he was not intimidated by ownership. He butted heads with the ownership in Montreal, and I think that's what cost him his job, despite the tremendous success he had. That was the best that the team's ever played in Montreal. Joey Saputo, just didn't get along with him, but he's, look, for example, he in the CONCACAF Champions League, which is the biggest tournament in North America, he benched Cucho Hernandez, who was the Crew's probably their best ever player, for games during the knockout stage, and eventually Cucho came around and performed very well, but he makes really tough decisions. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that stubborn, very strong personality fits within the Celtic locker room.
Yeah.
Do you think he knows what he's stepping into? A club where, winning is the only option and winning the title is seen as the minimum?
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He's a very smart guy. Look, he is European. He is from France.
He's French, yeah.
So, he is used to, the football on that continent. So, yeah, I think he knows exactly what he's getting himself into.
Big game on Saturday in the States, Inter Miami versus Vancouver. So, yeah, it's going to have a lot of eyes on this, obviously, because it's Inter Miami and it's Lionel Messi. Give us a little bit of background to this game. It is pretty big for Inter Miami, isn't it? They need this one.
Yeah, I think they want to reset the narrative on the whole Messi experiment. It hasn't gone. They've been more identified with their losses than their wins in big games since he's arrived in the Champions League and MLS and the playoffs and what have you. So there is pressure for them to, ultimately leave a successful mark on this approach. And the way I build it in my writing and interviews is I said it's the best coach team in Vancouver versus the most talented team in Inter Miami. So, usually like a big talented team like that finds ways to win. But in the Champions League, Vancouver blew them out over both legs. So, including one in Miami. So that could just only further motivate Miami. So, look, I'm picking Miami, but Vancouver surprised me this entire season. They've done so well. And Jesper Sorensen, the former Brøndby manager, has earned my vote for manager of the season.
Yeah. Just quick one on the draw. We're going to speak to our guys out in Washington later on, but a bit of excitement there, I'm sure, in the build-up to that, and especially around the US national side and who they could get. Have you been going through the group of death and the best-case scenarios?
Yeah, I think everything follows them through avoiding Norway in pot 3. I think that could make or break someone's draw with that. No one wants to face Norway. It's a big gap between them and everybody else in that pot. Although Paraguay is pretty good. But look, with the U.S. team, I think regardless of draw, everyone's a little bit more optimistic now. They've been playing better recently. They just smashed Uruguay 5-1. So the narrative has changed from, to a bit more positive. So now everyone's more or less optimistic for the draw than pessimistic. So that alone is a good thing.
Good stuff, Brian. No doubt we'll catch up with you once the draw's made. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks very much, guys.
Brian Sheretta there over in the States. And tomorrow, Adrian Durham will bring you World Cup Drive from 4 p.m. with the draw from the 2026 World Cup taking place during this show. Stuart Pearce will be with him, Alan Pardew, Charlie Mulgrew, and Andy Brassall, who'll be popping in to see us ahead of the draw as well on the show. Bring you full and extensive coverage of the draws. England, Scotland and the rest of the nations find their opponents. Rio Ferdinand will be hosting the draw in Washington, and talkSPORT's very own Ben Jacobs has been chatting to him ahead of it all. And we from him a little bit later on.
Good news. I thought we were going to hear from him then, Paul. But
no, so did I.
We're going to hear from him later on.
You live and learn.
What, Rio Ferdinand's in the sort of Mick Fleetwood role, is he?
He is.
And who's the Sam Fox? Do we know? Is there
Sam? Another Sam. Is it Sam Johnson's doing it? I think.
Oh, okay, good stuff.
So
look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
So anyway, we'll catch up with Andy and Benty a little bit later on. They've got the World Cup after party, all the fallout from the draw with special guests joining them in Washington. And we'll catch up with them in the final hour of the show. Yes, Scott Minto will join us a little bit later on. We'll look back on the week's football and some of the main talking points. And Gerwyn Price, let's hope he's found his coat. His coat went missing. Gerwyn Price in the case of the missing coat. We'll find out more about later on, whether he got it back, whether £200 worth of fish and chips was enough to...
His coat is that jacket.
Yes.
That's the Welsh.
That's it, you do. So now you're aiming in the Welsh as well as Scotland.
I'm not
Fantastic. Going to take out every region possible. Anyway, let's get the the sports headlines now with Will Hobbs.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van range, supporting van owners to get the job done. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Thank you, Paul. Watch and learn. That's Bumble's message to the rest of the England batters after Joe Root produced perhaps his best rescue act yet for his 40th Test 100 and his first ever in Australia.
But he showed what class is and showed how to play a Test match innings. That's how you play a Test match innings, for these younger players to have a look and digest. And so then he's had a little bit of fun with Archer at the end, so he can change gear, but he's played responsibly.
325 for 9, it finished. Root came in at 5 for 2. After a barnstorming 50 partnership between him and Archer for the 10th wicket, Ben Stokes decided not to declare. Former Aussie bowler Brad Hogg says Steve Smith's side will be grateful not to have had half an hour batting under lights, but that the Archer-Root partnership would have surprised them.
The ball got soft today. The Australians were talking about that ball getting soft. England tomorrow, they've got to try and bat for half an hour at least so that they can have a harder ball through that middle period where generally most of the wickets fall up there at the Gabba in a day-night test match.
Away from the Gabba, talkSPORT understands Johan Wisser could be named in the matchday squad to face Burnley on Saturday for what would be his Newcastle debut. Young boys will play their next away game in the Europa League without fans following crowd trouble at Villa Park last month. The Swiss club have also been fined €50,000. The PDC World Darts has finally been moved to the Great Hall at the Ali Pali. That means an extra 2,000 can attend each session. And Liverpool say Diogo Jota will be forever in our hearts on what would have been the forward's 29th birthday.
talkSPORT News.
A report's found Vladimir Putin's morally responsible for the death of a woman poisoned in Salisbury in 2018, and the number of people in hospital in England with flu is more than 50% higher than at this point last year. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Get 10% off 2 or more premium tyres in our Black Friday event. Don't miss out and book today at quickfit.com and drive away happy every time. Conditions apply.
The rain is moving north and east across most areas. Brighter weather with showers developing across southern England, Wales and Northern Ireland later in the afternoon. Breezy for many and colder than yesterday.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. And coming up in the second hour of today's show, from the world of darts, Gerwyn Price joins us. The World's, of course, only a week or so away. Very much looking forward
Must
to
be
that.
a nervy time looking after your hand. You must be thinking, I'm not getting that out of the oven.
Yeah, just in case.
Looking after your hands, Paul. You know, I'm not putting my hand in that sharp pocket.
Whoever says
you
I'm
ever
not...
jab yourself, put your hand in your pocket and you've got like a, I don't know, something spiky in there.
No.
Like a stencil.
Syringe.
A stencil.
What do you take me for?
When have you jabbed your hand in your pocket and come out with it bleeding?
If that is
8, 10, 89.
if that
I
is
bet we get loads, Paul.
You'll get a lot of carpet fitters saying...
Exactly,
I
yeah.
didn't put
Them
the blade-
grippers. Gripper rods.
Gripper rod. Didn't put... Do you know Andy Jacobs used to lay carpets?
Did he?
Can you imagine anybody...
I cannot imagine that.
Can you imagine anybody less likely?
I can't imagine him kneeing it into the wall.
No, he's got the technique, apparently.
He can do it, can he?
He wasn't very good at it. It didn't last long, that particular line of work.
He's got the technique.
Yeah.
What Eric B. and Rakeem were rapping about in Andy Jacobs laying carpets.
It was, funny enough. We're going to have to talk about AFCON.
Yes.
There's plenty of football on over Christmas, and we'll bring most of it to you here on talkSPORT. But, it's great that Channel 4 have got AFCON. They've got the whole tournament.
That's excellent, isn't it? Free to air.
First time it's been free to air, completely free to air. Quite a lot of players are going to be missing in the Premier League. We touched on some of them with Jay Motti earlier on. And Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating tournament, and it could be the making. Who knows? Of Mo Salah, he may come back a different man with his mojo back. But often players go to that tournament and.
Now I'm going to ask you: do you know? Has he ever won it? Has he won it with Egypt? Mo Salah?
Have Egypt won it?
I feel like they've won it. Have they ever won it? Looking around,
look,
someone will tell us straight away.
Kwaku's the expert. I think I'm not sure. I think they did, didn't they? A little while ago, courtesy of him and some other quality players.
They did. I probably should have Googled that before I asked you.
Okay,
don't worry. There's a snooker match on in our studio. It's been on the whole time we've been here. It started before we came on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a slow game.
Right.
But it's 1-1.
It's the Ebden twins.
It's 1-1.
Wow. They're taking their time.
Taking their time. It's been on an hour and 20 minutes, and it's 1-1. There we are. Good luck to them.
Travis Head appeared and asked for a helmet to be brought on for one ball.
Snooker.
Steve Smith kept moving the field about while they were trying to.
There we are. Stabbed by a pitch repairer. What was his name, Ian? I know. Bled from reaching into my pocket at golf.
So it could
be. Stabbed by a pitch repairer. See, I told you we'd get.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So have you ever thrust your hand in your pocket and drawn blood? This is what I have to work with every day.
It doesn't feel like it. I'm going to say it feels too much. Don't do them.
Do. Insulting Scotland, insulting Wales, and coming up with dross like that.
I just did a song.
And to make it worse, this was your idea as well. Yeah. It's time once again for H&B versus Chat GPT.
H&B versus Chat GPT.
Yes, it's time for H&B versus Chat GPT. You've got one there. Okay,
we've all got them. Yeah, we've all got them.
Sorry about that. I was looking. I couldn't find the requisite paperwork. I have in my hand a piece of paper, and there normally isn't a point of the show when I'm not saying that. We kill a lot of trees on this station, unfortunately. So anyway, we move on. It is H&B versus Chat GPT.
Yes,
that point of the show where we have to try and predict the scores of 3 games, 2 of which you'll hear on the talkSPORT this week, and try and predict the scores. A bit like the Falls panel, but we're taking on Chat GPT, who is the knower of all things. Never stops learning.
Never stops learning. Learns from itself, learns from everything that happens to it, and will never ever stop.
On that basis, should win this every month.
Really should.
We have a monthly competition. But not the case.
No.
I won this month. Although you were...
I don't think you did, Paul. Because I got 11 points last week.
Yeah.
And you got 5, and I think you were only 5 ahead.
Is there a stewards then?
There's a stewards, because whoever's done the scores on this league table has got it completely wrong.
Okay.
They've added these scores into this month, when the games we were predicting took place last month.
Okay. I wonder why you were taking it so incredibly
very seriously, Paul. You have to, otherwise, what's the point?
The bottom line is, Chat GPT didn't win.
Didn't win again.
It really should win every month. So it's very simple. We try and predict the scores. This is real Chat GPT predictions you're going to hear. But say the delivery system, as we often tell you, we haven't got the money to have that proper fruity continuity announcer voice that they use.
No.
We've got some sort of shonky old speak and spell machine from the 80s. But they have their own charm. That's one way of looking at it. So, Chat,
hello, Chat.
What have you been up to?
Just off the back of Bay Nider, lads. I have been playing with the pink ball under the lights.
Oh, hopefully not a euphemism.
Playing with a pink ball under the lights.
What do you mean? What do you mean playing with a pink ball under the lights?
I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. He's not the biggest cricket fan. Just hears stuff. Chat. Just hears stuff.
Hears stuff, learns from it, and says it out loud.
Just blagging it.
Exactly.
So you now
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Army.
Yeah.
Where do we come from?
It's got to get right into cricket.
Loves it, doesn't it?
You love cricket
on
now,
the pints.
Yeah.
Root.
That's very good. Yeah. Oh, he loves the cricket, don't you?
I don't like cricket, lads, but I love the Beavers.
Yeah, he loves the Beavers. We know he loves the Beavers. Yeah.
So how did you get into cricket then?
Popped out with Snicko last night for few tins. He was smashed.
Popped out with Snicko for fuel tins. Why is this Scandinavian? It's very odd. It's very odd.
It was smashed.
Like Sven. Anything else?
Same old horses. always cheating.
Oh, yeah, same old
that's
Aussies
nice. Oh,
always
that's
cheating.
nice.
Yeah.
How's that?
How's that? Not out.
Put your
yeah.
back into it when
Come
you
on.
say how's that.
Come on, there we are.
And watched any football this week, chap?
Torquay knocked off the top Charles. Hornchurch forever, but I love the Beavers.
Oh, he loves the Beavers.
Forever, he
Yeah.
loves
Torquay were top for 3 days, Paul.
Wow.
Won 5 in a row.
Really?
We're going to win the league. We're walking it.
Okay.
We're walking the
Despite
league.
being knocked off the top.
We're walking the league. No problem at all.
Okay. Anything else football-wise?
Spurs were lucky, Paul.
Lucky?
Romero shinned that overhead kick.
They all count. They all
They
count.
all count. They do
They
all
all
count.
count,
Yeah,
chap.
yeah.
Let's get on, shall we? It's Manchester United, West Ham tonight. Let's try and bring you out predictions of those. Charlie, you're going to lead us off.
Oh, yes.
Possibly having won last
Probably
month.
because I won last month, I think.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Won last week.
He's having a right old go at the production team earlier
Well,
on.
you get
Had
it right
had
or
a
we
ri-
don't do it.
Had a right gob on, considering we're basically talking to a speak and spell machine, honestly. Taking it massively seriously. Anyway, Charlie.
Well, people often say they don't. And I don't understand when they've just have to do a bit more work. That's all it is, right? Just trying to avoid
Great,
the
isn't
work. That's all it is.
Producer, look at that.
Not the producer.
No, the assistant
Yeah,
producer.
exactly. Yeah.
She's not.
Man United v West Ham.
She's gone to HR. She's gone to HR.
Man United v West Ham. I think West Ham will win this 2-1.
Yeah, you said that earlier
Yeah, that's
on.
my vibe.
I'm going last here. So, chat, what say you?
West Ham will try to sit deep and frustrate United, hoping to nick a goal on a set piece. Manchester United 3, West Ham 1.
3-1. Okay, West Ham. Yeah.
I think I've gone 2-1. I think Bowen's, class finisher. He's always good for a goal. He could have got one the other day against Liverpool and made it 1-1. But I think they'll do enough. But yeah, they'll find a way. 2-1 to Manchester United.
Ben's been in touch saying you can't afford the fancy chat GPT voice. Falls away a bit when driver in New York on a jolly. That's nice.
Yeah, well, look, so if we could have got some of that budget,
we could have got a new voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was Irish the other week and no one enjoyed it as much. So
no, that's right. We did have. Well,
scores are in, Paul. Scores are in.
Okay, right.
You got 5 points. You're on 22. I'm on.
I really don't care, Charlie.
I'm on 9. Oh no, I'm on 23. Yes, I won. Paul, you're on 22.
No one cares.
Chat's on 19, and I'm on 23. I won November. Good news. Moving on.
Like a 5-year-old.
Thank you very much to Georgia for her hard work. Appreciate it.
Hull City versus Middlesbrough.
Yes.
Tomorrow evening in the Championship.
Hull Middlesbrough.
Exclusively live on talkSPORT 2.
There we are. Middlesbrough got a bit of form, haven't they? I think at the moment. I know they lost Rob Edwards.
Well, it's Borough's new gaffer.
Yeah, got the new gaffer. Yeah.
Is this his first game in charge? I think.
No, well, they won at the weekend. They're second.
Oh no. Okay.
10 points behind Coventry, of course.
Yeah.
I am going to say they are going to win, and they are going to win 2-0.
2-0 to Borough.
2-0 to Borough. 2-0 to Borough away at Hull.
Let's see. All right. Let's see what Chat makes of it all.
This is a fascinating championship clash to predict because it pits two very distinct footballing ideologies. Hull City 1, Middlesbrough 2.
Hull City 1, Middlesbrough 2.
Footballing ideologies.
I think they might get a draw. I think Hull might get a draw at home. I'm going to go 1 each.
One each.
See if we get a draw.
Championship very tight as usual.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're well ahead, but new manager getting his feet under the table, and whole sort of solid mid-table, moving in the right direction.
Millwall are third.
Yeah, I know they're playing very well, aren't they?
Very
good result of the weekend for them. So, Salford City versus the O's in the FA Cup.
This is an interesting one, isn't it?
Round.
Yeah.
So, you want to kick us off?
I'm going to go on vibes. Not even going to look up how they're doing. I always have a soft spot for Leyton Orient.
Yeah.
I hope they win. So I think they're going to win 2-1.
What you think?
I think Salford City 1, Leyton Orient 2.
Okay, Chat. How do you see it?
Friday night FA Cup tie under the lights at League 2 round against League 1 opposition.
It really brings it to life.
Interesting, the most like outcome 1-1.
1-1. You're going for the replay.
We are.
I was quite tempted on your scoreline. I say it'd be a tight old game under the lights. I'll go 1-0 the O's.
The culture club and the crazy gang, Paul. We think of all these things, don't we? You know, and Friday night under the lights.
Maybe we should get Chat to do some kind of, before the third round, some classic
that'd be
FA
nice.
Cup.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Is Gascoigne going to have a crack? I mean, he can just absolutely kill off many of the great commentary moments from the FA Cup.
Definitely.
So there we are. That was H&B versus Chat GPT. If you're just joining us, Charlie won. He seems very keen.
I won November. I beat the computer and Paul, which is doubly good.
No one cares, Charlie. Anyway, which does make you question why the heck we just did that. Just remind us, who do you love, Chat?
I don't like cricket, lads, but I love the Beavers.
Loves the Beavers.
Thank you for that. We're going to have a chat with Kwaku Afari next, and we're going to look ahead to AFCON, which is going to be on terrestrial telly for the first time. And we'll look at some of the players that will be heading off to play, those Premier League sides that will have to pick up the pieces, and the runners and riders, the likely winners, etc., the outsiders, those making their debut. Kwaku joins us next.
Very nice.
We're here with our good friends at Tool Station. Gear up for those darker nights with electrical and lighting offers. Next stop, Tool Station.
So we are almost ready to go. Ian Danter here in the commentary box. It is all about whether Dean Saunders can retain the talkSPORT World Championship. To win the leg. She's got it! Gets it! Double nine! He refuses the handshake.
Now, amongst all the Christmas football we can take in, we can add the African Cup of Nations to the mix, which is taking place in Morocco. Channel 4 have announced they're going to be broadcasting every game. First time the tournament has been on terrestrial TV. Kwaku Afari, man, we turned on African football, has joined us in the studio. Kwaku, good afternoon.
How you guys getting on?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of fans of Premier League clubs, or it may be just dawning on them that they could be about to lose up to 7 of their best players in Sunderland's case, possibly even more, for a month.
Yeah, that's the issue of AFCON being at this time of the year for a lot of these top European clubs. They lose some of their best players, and like you mentioned, Sunderland, up to 7, could be even more than that. You look at a team like Everton, Idrissa Gueye and Iliman Ndiaye, who are 2 of their most important players, and so it does affect these teams who are trying to build to something or trying to maintain positions in the league, and that's just something that they're going to have to deal with. And if you look at the lay of the land, and we were talking a little bit off air, the country like Ghana not qualifying is a huge plus for West Ham, for Spurs.
With Kudus,
and Semenyo obviously playing really well for Bournemouth this season. So yeah, that's an issue that some clubs have to deal with. But the club I'm looking at the most is Manchester United. You look at Amad Diallo, you look at Mbeumo. They're 2 huge players, and Mazraoui as well. So they're going to have to tread water until those players make their return from AFCON.
Some of the listeners may be saying, well, why don't they play it in the summer? Then we don't have these issues. That they did try that for a while, but in a sense, why should they? I mean, the conditions it affects the tournament. And I was chatting to Chris Hughton a little while ago, and he said that people don't realise just how massive AFCON is. I mean, really, the countries involved have a far better chance of winning this probably than they have the World Cup.
Yeah.
And it is massive, isn't it? It's a big standalone tournament, and it really matters. The idea of it just being lumped in the summer to suit everybody else is unfair.
It doesn't align with like the temperature in Africa, and it'd be unplayable, the conditions over the summer months. And in terms of the importance of AFCON, it's a hugely important tournament to these players. If you look at Senegal's reaction to winning it a few years back, they'd never won AFCON, and what it did for a player like Sadio Mane's legacy. And look at Mo Salah, who is one of the greatest African players of all time, but has never won AFCON, and how devastated he was when he lost the final against Senegal. That's a glaring gap in his resume, and he'd want to rectify that over the winter months and try and win Egypt their first AFCON since 2010. They're the most successful team in the tournament, but they've really struggled in recent tournaments, especially last tournament in Ivory Coast. They went out in the round of 16 and they were one of the favourites. So yeah, it's a hugely important tournament for these players and their legacies as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
A few teams with no African players in their squads: Leeds, Chelsea, I think most importantly, Arsenal.
Yeah, huge for those sides. And Chelsea's an interesting one, right? Think about back in the day, the myriad of African players that Chelsea had. You look at Didier Drogba, Solomon Kalou, John Obi Mikel, Michael Essien, and that was always a problem for Jose Mourinho. He didn't love his players going to AFCON, but yeah, Chelsea not having to deal with that issue. And like you say, Arsenal, who are clearly the best team in the league, possibly the best team in Europe, and they don't have to deal with that, and that's a huge bonus.
Sunderland, we said, I think 7 pretty key players are likely to be missing for them. That is a lot to deal with. And I was saying earlier on that I always go back to Freddie Canute, who came back from AFCON with Mali and was not the same player for the rest of the season. It's a bit like playing a World Cup mid-season. I mean, kind of what we had with that Winter World Cup recently. Yeah. There's the disappointment or the elation of having played in the tournament, won or lost something for your country, and then picking yourself up to get on with domestic football. It's not always easy.
100%. And it's it feels like a bit of a disruption to these sides. And look at Sunderland, who are going really well right now. And for them, it's good that they've got points in the bag right now, because the Christmas period is going to be very difficult for them. And it's a tough situation. The teams just have to find ways of sorting out. But like you mentioned, this tournament shouldn't be moved to summer months, because it's so important that the players are at their best. The mandatory release date is the 15th of December for teams to
Which is incredibly late, considering it starts under a week later.
Yeah, on the 21st.
Yeah.
So they don't get much time together, which is it affects the quality of the tournament undoubtedly.
Yeah, because you do get a lot of quite cagey games in the kind of group stages, don't you? You tend to get a lot of 0-0s and 1-0s, don't you?
Historically, but the last AFCON was absolutely incredible. So many 2-2 draws and crazy games, and where they've expanded the tournament and third place teams have a great chance of qualifying. Right. It gives teams a chance all the way to the final group game. So it does create some insane moments. And you think about Ivory Coast last time out, lost their last group game 4-1 against Equatorial Guinea, sacked their manager mid-tournament, and went on an amazing run in the home tournament to win it on home soil, beating Nigeria in the final, which I loved to see.
Yeah.
So the AFCON, it gives you so many surprises. There's so many narratives and stories. Remember the Onana story, him trying to fly back from Manchester and try to make it to the first game for Cameroon and didn't manage to do it. So there's so many twists and turns in the tournament, and you can go into it with preconceived ideas about who the favourites are. But we saw in the last tournament, Morocco, who were amazing in the previous World Cup, getting all the way to semi-finals, they crash out in the round of 16. And traditionally, these North African sides, they struggle south of the Sahara. But this tournament being Morocco gives Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco a great chance of winning the tournament.
Let's have a quick word on Mo Salah and Egypt. He could probably do with this break at the moment, couldn't he? You sense he may come back revitalised, but as Charlie was just saying off air, if Liverpool go on an incredible run, he may come back in 4 weeks and really struggle to get back in the start.
Yeah, I've been saying this for a little while. I think AFCON is a godsend for Mo Salah in terms of just getting out of this situation. You can kind of read his body language. He's struggling at the moment. Has never been dropped for Liverpool, but he seems to be out of the starting 11 at the moment. And go and try and win this tournament that's eluded you for your whole career. That will add to your legacy. And for Liverpool and Arne Slot, it makes the decision to drop Mo Salah a little bit easier. Like you mentioned, if they go on a run whilst he's not there, it makes it easier and less of a story when he comes back if he's not in the starting 11 week in and week out. And what we see with Mo Salah is interesting, right? He normally starts Premier League seasons really strong and then drops off to the tail end of it. And AFCON's been a huge part of it. And we saw it the last time he travelled with Egypt to AFCON. But maybe it will have the reverse effect this time. Maybe he can go and be revitalised by a tournament that he's never won before and come back and be a better player for Liverpool for the back end of the season.
Just finally, tell us who you think is going to win it and maybe a country to look out for that nobody's really talking about, but you think could have a decent tournament.
Morocco are clearly the favourites. Morocco they've got the most talented team. They've made great use of the diaspora as well. Think about Hakimi, who's born in Spain but now plays for Morocco, and you think about some of the players born in the Netherlands who've chosen to play for Morocco. They're a really strong outfit, and playing the tournament at home is a huge advantage. So Ivory Coast win it last time out. So they're my clear favourites. Dark horses are South Africa, Bafana. They made it all the way to the semi-finals last tournament, and they're a team that most of their players are based in South Africa, right? They haven't got big names, but there's a unity amongst the squad. They qualified for the World Cup, and I feel like if they can get it together and replicate what they did last tournament, they'll be a dark horse in this one.
Nice one, Craig. We'll chat to you during the tournament, I'm sure. Thanks for popping in.
Nice one, guys. Take it easy.
Craig Uafari, as we said, we'll keep you in touch with AFCON. Keep an eye on what's going on. I'm sure you'll be keeping an eye on all your players out there, hoping they stay fit and firing. And you'll be able to watch it all unfold on Channel 4. Scott Minto joining us for a chat. What have we learned from the football this week so far? We'll get Scott's take on that and go in price ahead of the World Darts Championship. That's all to come.
Joe Root's got the monkey off his back with a first ton down under. He ended day one of the second test, 135 not out. England close on 325 for 9. Bumble says it's a great day for Ben Stokes' side.
He was going to declare. You could tell that the players had got changed. We better declare, let's have a ball. And then these last two got to work and they've put England in a really good position.
Loads more on talkSPORT's cricket YouTube channel. Rod Stewart's told talkSPORT he wishes Martin O'Neill could stay on behind the scenes at Celtic.
Wherever the games are played, if they're democratic states, he wants them moved out. Now, whether he's going to get away with this is ridiculous. He just can't keep his nose out of anything.
Wilfred Nancy's come in after O'Neill guided Celtic back to the top of the Premiership as interim. The PDC World Darts has finally been moved to the Great Hall at Ali Pali. That means 5,000 people can attend each session, and the darts will stay at Ali Pali till at least 2031. talkSPORT's live coverage starts next Thursday. And Matchroom chairman Eddie Hearn told us he's getting calls from fighters at rival promoter Boxer wanting to jump ship. Hearn's hit back at criticism that he's had things easy from Ben Shalom.
It's terrible times for him, and you've got to fight back, and it's good to see him fight back. I think it's, we've had calls from a number of his fighters in the last few days wanting to join Matchroom, and the exodus is upon us.
Catch up with that interview on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
Step up to the Oki and win on talkSPORT.
Now we're under a week away from the talkSPORT Darts Presenter Trophy, and this is your chance to be there. You and a mate could be the only members of the public allowed in next Wednesday, the 10th of December in London, as 8 of talkSPORT's biggest names take to the Oki. You could be right there with us, rub shoulders with your favourite talkSPORT presenters. The very next day, you'll be heading to the opening day at the PDC World Darts Championship and have 2 nights in a hotel covered and £2,500 in cash, Charlie.
Amazing. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2 plus your standard network rate, or call, write this down, 0343 423 9761. That's 0343 423 9761. Lines close at 4 p.m. today. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK, excluding Northern Ireland. Your chance to win, text WIN, W-I-N, to 83338 now. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com.
Paul Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We've still got one remaining game for you tonight, and we spoke to Jay Motley from the Stretford Paddock earlier on, ahead of Manchester United West Ham, live on talkSPORT, 8 o'clock kickoff. So we've had 9 games, and what have we learnt from them? I've got some major talking points in front of me.
Yeah, a lot of goals.
The run past the former Chelsea and Benfica defender Scott Minto. Hi, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Afternoon, chaps. How are we?
Yeah, not so bad. Let's start with your old club. Well done to Leeds, who were brilliant last night, but what the heck happened to Chelsea? I think that blindsided us all, really.
Yes and no. I mean, I've been saying for a very long time now that Chelsea are not in the title race because they can lift themselves up against the Liverpools, the Arsenals with 10 men, the PSGs, and yet they can struggle against a Brighton, a Sunderland, and obviously a Leeds United away. Clearly, no one told the Chelsea lads of the historic rivalry between the two clubs, and I think the Leeds fans told the Leeds players all about that. just physically, I think the previous week had taken a lot out of them through Barcelona and then Arsenal, as I say, down to 10 men. You know, Enzo Maresca, along with many other managers in midweek as well, made some changes. And they just weren't ready for it physically or mentally, to be honest with you. And absolutely, Leeds completely deserved it.
This has been Andy's theory. He feels they can get themselves up for the big games, and I think he's slightly nervous about Bournemouth at the weekend. It is strange, isn't it?
We were trying to work out what the opposite of a flat track bully is. That sort of thing, isn't it? You know.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's strange, isn't it? I mean, Cole Palmer had that great chance last night, didn't put it away, and I was listening to Nigel Adley and Lucy Ward, and then kind of disappeared from the game afterwards, really. But look,
Leeds played well as well. Leeds played well. You know.
Absolutely did, but he's a ways off yet of being completely up to speed, isn't he?
Yeah, look, I mean, first of all, it's great news that Cole Palmer's fit. You know, you have to say Chelsea haven't missed him too much, but you want Cole Palmer fit and you want him in the side as much as possible. So clearly he wasn't ready to start. Look, I mean, people have criticised the team selection of Enzo Maresca, and I understand that, but I also can understand where he's come from as well. I mean, Estebal came in for Pedro Neto. We know how Estebal has done. Jamie Gittins has come in for Garnacho. Reece James needs to be managed. Caicedo is suspended. Well, Wes Fofana also needs to be managed as well. So, look, you know, is Trevor Chalobah a right back? He might argue I expected physicality, so I put a physical defender in that particular position. But that would be the only one really where I'd massively criticise. The rest of it is down to the players, and then you just got to realise that Leeds United and their fan base would be bang up for this one. And as I say, a goal within a few minutes, it was pass, then suddenly 2-0 before half time. And even with the changes, you're right, Cole Palmer did have a good chance at 2-1, but you never really thought that this was Chelsea's game. We thought it was always going to be Leeds, although, of course, a horrendous mistake to make it 3-1.
Absolutely, but well done to them. Great result for them. On to Liverpool, who were Federico Chiesa, unbelievably. Bit of brilliant defending away from losing 2-1 at Anfield to Sunderland. I mean,
first half they were so poor, weren't they?
Well, I mean, on a slot meeting, they were very lucky to get out alive with a point from that game.
Yeah, you know, and it's just as well they did put that well-known centre-half, Federico Chiesa, on to read the situation at the back. Otherwise, you know, the pressure would have piled on even more. Look, again, let's say well done, Sunderland. I mean, I think they've been the team of the season in the Premier League so far. And I've seen them come to Stamford Bridge and come away with all 3 points. But if Liverpool were to try and get slowly back to where they were after that win against West Ham, they needed to win this one as well at home, and they weren't able to. As you say, Paul, not very good in the first half, stepped it up in the second a bit more. But it was interesting that Mo Salah, again, was on the bench. We talk about managers rotating. Yes, he came on in the second half, but still at the start of the game, he wasn't chosen. I'd be surprised if he isn't chosen at the start of this weekend, or there will be a massive issue. But of course, he's going to the AFCON as well, where the noise will have to die down because he won't be able to pick him slot. And it will be interesting to see if they're able to sort of do something and get maybe 3 or 4 wins on the spin without him.
Yeah. Arsenal, Mikel Arteta has been saying about the workload on players. I mean, the recruitment they did in the summer means that they can ride out probably better than anybody else. But having said that, he's not the first manager to say it. And you do feel if anything could derail him, it would be key injuries. I mean, they picked up one to Mosquera last night. I don't know how bad that is, but Les Saliba is back at the weekend. They could leave him a little bit short. I mean, Ben White had a good game last night. They've got cover. But as we said, he's right to complain about it. Every manager does. But they are best kind of suited to deal with it more than most other teams.
To be honest with you, Paul, I mean, I think you're being very diplomatic, especially being a Spurs fan. I mean, we know what the Premier League is about. Arsenal have the best squad and the deepest squad in the league. Look, I predicted at the start of the season for Arsenal to win. I'm certainly not going to change now, but I'm not going to feel sorry for them. Ben White came in, he did a fantastic job at right back. He looked like he'd been playing all season. He can play centre half. Jurrien Timber came on, played centre half. You know, so they've got players in different positions. Declan Rice is the one worry, but looks like he'll be okay. I think he's the one person that Arsenal cannot replace. But then you've also got Martin Odegaard coming back in and getting minutes on the pitch as well. So, no, look, what I would say is this is going to be a really difficult game at Villa Park.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it is a draw in this one as well. And maybe City do win and close the gap. But I still feel Arsenal will not just win the title, but win it by about 6 or 7 points come the end of the season.
I want to talk to you about Villa, up to third after a pretty horrendous start at the beginning of the season. They've got head of steam. Ollie Watkins is scoring goals. They'll probably hope that the Emi Martinez injury isn't too bad and he'll be able to come back at the weekend. But looking good for Villa suddenly, isn't it?
Yeah, and a team that is struggling to score goals, they score 4 in one game when they need to as well. And you know what? I'm really pleased for Ollie Watkins. I thought there were 2 really good goals, and Villa haven't been scoring enough of those goal poacher goals. And that first one was a goal poacher one. The second one was just classic Watkins. That ball over the top, good first touch. And the finish, I think, is very underrated because the ball's still rising. And yet he's able to keep on top of it and give the keeper no chance whatsoever. So pleased for him. I think Villa have completely turned it round from the start of the season. I wonder whether Unai Emery was just in a bit of a sulk for a few weeks after not getting what he wanted from a PSR point of view. But look, he's turned it around. And if Ollie Watkins is going to start scoring goals, then Villa will absolutely be aiming top 4. I'm not having there be title challengers, but top 4 would be a wonderful season for them.
No time to ask you whether the 2-2 draw against Newcastle was a turning point for Spurs. We really won't know. Until 5 o'clock on Saturday after the Brentford game, really.
I'll let you answer that one, Paul, throughout the show.
Yeah. Old teammate of yours, Nuno Gomez, is on drive a little bit later on with the boys from your Benfica days.
I've been in contact with him. Alex Crook actually wanted to get an interview, then realised that the lads are already going to be with him. I just said, stay away from Crookie and a karaoke. And he said he promises he will. He's a great lad, Nuno, and obviously a world-class striker in his time.
Good to talk to you, Scott. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Scott.
Cheers, guys.
Scott Minto there. And you'll hear from Nuno Gomez a little bit later on with the boys over in Washington.
I thought the Villa fans were sawn off a bit, Paul. 7:30 kickoff on a Thursday.
This comes after 5:45 in Europe.
Wednesday night in Brighton, 7:30 kickoff. That's a lot. They have to think about that sort of thing a little bit more.
I mean, it's not the worst of journees. I mean,
no, but
you're coming from one end to the other, aren't you? Really? I know what you mean.
Long old trip.
It is a bit. But they got the result. It was a cracking game, wasn't it? What an incredible fight back. Anyway, Gerwyn Price from the World of Darts joins us. The World's just around the corner. We'll be previewing the Worlds with Gerwyn Price very shortly. We're here, as always, with Toolstation. You can get winter ready with heating and insulation essentials. Next stop, Toolstation.
almost ready to go. Ian Danter here in the commentary box. And it is all about whether Dean Saunders can retain the talkSPORT World Championship. To win the leg. She's got it! Gets it! Double nine! He refuses the handshake.
Power on talkSPORT. Check out Paddy's latest offers on the Paddy Power app or at paddypower.com. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Yes, if you were listening earlier in the week when we had a chat with Paddy Power, you'll know that they've launched the even bigger 180 campaign to raise money for Prostate Cancer UK at this year's World Darts Championship. The campaign includes Darts of Destiny, giving one lucky person the chance to win £180,000 on stage at Ali Pali if they can score at least 180 points from 9 darts. It seems doable.
Seems doable, Paul. Till there's people shouting at you.
Yeah. No, I think they'd be behind you. You can enter at dartsofdestiny.com and donate to Prostate Cancer UK on the Just Giving page. The even bigger 180 campaign will once again see Paddy Power donate £1,000 for every 180 hit at this year's World Darts Championship, as well as the return of the 180,000 9-dart bonus shared between the charity, the player, and a member of the crowd. Joining us now, a man who hopes to raise lots of money for prostate cancer, because there's been a lot of 180s, is Gerwyn Price. Good afternoon, Gerwyn.
Hello, Gerwyn.
How are you?
Yeah, we're
good.
Thank you.
Really good.
You've had an interesting sort of journey, really, with Ali Pali in the Worlds. There's been times when the crowd haven't always been on your side, but that has flipped, hasn't it? I mean, you get a great reception now. So, what did you prefer? A bit of animosity, the occasional pair of headphones, or do you like it now they love you?
No, it's much better now that the crowd's on my side. It's been tough over the years, but especially the last couple of months, they're right behind me. So I'm actually looking forward to going to Ali Pali this year.
Yeah, it's increased capacity as well. Even more people in the room. I mean, in terms of venues, Gerwyn, is it up there with your favourites? I mean, in terms of atmosphere, is it the best?
It wasn't for me, obviously, for certain reasons. But yeah, I love playing in the Premier League, and some of those are the biggest venues with the biggest crowds. But yeah, Ali Pali with the atmosphere, I don't think you can beat that.
How is it for you this time of year, Gerwyn? Are you keeping yourself safe? Do you keep your hands safe? How does it work for a darts player?
Yeah, I'll probably practice more now over the next week, and I have the last week than I ever do. It's the only time we have a little bit of time off leading up to the World. So yeah, put a lot of practice in, spend a lot of time on the board, and yeah, fingers crossed then when the first round comes round.
How many hours a day do you tend to put in? Do you have a kind of set amount of time you set aside for practice, or just as and when you can?
It depends really on the time of year. So when Premier League's on and we're really busy, we're on the road six days a week, and we'll probably only get a day and a half or a day at home. So when I'm home, I don't practice, and my match is my practice really. So but this time of the year, when I have a little bit of time off, I'll put a couple of hours on the board.
In the draw, you have is that right? You've got Gorlas, a Czech professional, 180. Have you played him before?
I think I have played him before. I don't think I've played him many times, but I know that he's a good young up-and-comer, so I don't take anything for granted, don't underestimate anyone, and I'm expecting a tough game.
Do you play the board or do you play the opponent going?
Oh, 100%. I just go up there, do my own thing. I can't control anything the players do, so definitely play the board.
Now, your old mate Daryl Gurney has got Bo Greaves. Quite a lot of the players, including Luke Litt, said he didn't want to play because he wanted the crowd on his side. So, will you be rooting for Bo in that one, Gerwin?
I'm not sure because I don't know if I want to play further down the line. So it's do we want it to stay in or do we want it to go out? I'm not sure.
She's playing well, isn't she, at the moment, going into this? She's in good nick.
Oh, for someone to win so many games and so many tournaments on a bounce, yeah, she's in a level of her own in terms of the ladies' game. But yeah, she can even live, with anyone in the men's game as well. So she's playing brilliant.
Yeah, with all the young players coming through, there's only going to be more of that, isn't it? Because as more eyeballs get on the sport, then more kids take it up, and it only goes that way, doesn't it?
Definitely. I mean, there's so many academies and young kids now that they're, got the interest in the game and have been playing, over the last 2 years since obviously young Luke has come on the scene. And yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more like Luke, if not better, over the next coming years.
Well, we got Jan van Veen, who's kind of the Dutch Luke Littler. They've battled a bit in the juniors as well, and he's right up in the betting, Gerwin, isn't he? People fancy him to have a good tournament.
Yeah, and there's no reason why not. I think he won the European finals against the other Luke, so he's a great player, great up and coming youngster. So, but there's a lot of them.
You're looking ever so fit, Gerwin. I think you're aging backwards, to be honest. You look ever so. Have you been on a strict regime? Have you been on a strict regime this year?
Yeah, it's been tough. I've just stopped eating at the wrong times and try not to eat too much, and just keep my mouth shut, really. More ways than one.
Now, we read that your very nice jacket of yours went missing on a night out. And you offered £200 worth of fish and chips, which we've worked out with current prices, about 4 portions of cod and chips at the moment, and a signed shirt if someone could help you get it back. So did you get it back, Gerwin?
Yeah, I managed to get it back. I think since I'd done a post on the Saturday morning, the lady that managed to pinch her took it back to the pub, and then I got it back on Monday.
Okay, so it wasn't an honest mistake. I mean, we're just going to
just cover our backs. Probably move on, Paul.
Definitely not, because, no, it wasn't a mistake. It was definitely on purpose.
Oh wow. Okay, well at least you did the deed. So she didn't get the £200 worth of fish and chips, I take it.
No.
Very straight answer.
Exactly. Yeah, very good.
So Ali Pally till 2031. It stays on at that venue. I mean, I can't think of many other places you'd want it to be, especially with the increased capacity. So, it wouldn't feel right anywhere. It's a bit like not having the snooker at the Crucible, really. It wouldn't feel right being anywhere else.
Yeah, it'd be perfect in Wales, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, you could. I suppose you could, couldn't you?
Well, you've got to do something now because of the rugby,
Oh yeah, no.
I want to bring up the rugby. What are your current thoughts, Gerwin? Terrible result of the weekend.
A shocker, wasn't it, of the weekend?
Yeah, but if you go back to the week before when we played New Zealand, I thought we played brilliant for the first half of the game, and we stuck with them. And then to lose, I think 11, 12 players out of that squad that had to go back to their club rugby. It was inevitable we were going to probably have a good slamming against South Africa, but with a full squad, and we've got 2 years to prepare now for the World Cup, and we've got England in the group, so we'll be ready.
That will be, I'm sure, a real inspiration, won't it, to turn up at that tournament in better nick. I mean, it's a difficult period, so many great players over a kind of golden generation of great Wales players retired, and it's going to take a while to get back on the horse and bring a new generation through.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've got a couple of good young boys there now, but it's going to take a couple of years for them, to mould together and develop as a team. And I don't think playing South Africa out of the window helped with the confidence-wise, but they can build if they play in the right teams. They can build on the confidence and just get better over the next 2 years, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, look, we wish you well.
Yeah, good luck.
How the world's going, we'll be looking out for you. Thanks very much.
No worries. No worries, thanks. Cheers.
Thanks, Go in price there. Thanks to him. If you've not donated yet, now is the time. You donate to Prostate Cancer UK on dartsofdestiny.com. That's dartsofdestiny.com. And head to your local Paddy Power store to collect a free dartboard while stocks last. Paddy was telling us the other day. Yeah, so best of luck. Make your donation. You could be up there playing the Darts of Destiny at Ali Pally.
Chuddy's been in touch, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm sick of these supersized dartboards. These 9 darters don't seem so rare because the boards they use are the size of the moon. Respect to Eric Bristow and Bobby George that played on 10-pence size boards. I've just Googled that. Dartboards have been the same size for 50 years. What it is, Chuddy...
he's been watching Bullseye.
What it is, Chuddy, is your TV's got bigger.
That's what it is. He's probably got a big...
And he's got a bigger TV, Chud.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Or he's been watching Bullseye and he's saying, I hate these new dartballs that are predominantly prize-based with red and black. They use the Yorkshire...
Politics.
They use the Yorkshire dartboard on Bullseye.
Yeah, no, there is one, isn't it?
No doubles.
No doubles, no doubles. That was it on Indoor League, wasn't it? Yorkshire board, mate.
That's it, yeah.
No doubles.
Good old Fred Truman.
Good old Fred, yeah. But Chuddy, I think... Just got a bigger telly, mate.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
You've worked it out for him.
I've worked it out for you.
Still to come this afternoon. We're going to hear from Andy Goldstein and Darren Benton live from Washington, building up to the World Cup draw tomorrow. And Tim Vickery will join us. It's some interesting tales from the world of South American football, including a former Chelsea player that could make a very tidy Chelsea manager in the future. He had a big win at the weekend. We'll tell you more about that. And a couple of Ecuadorian twins that are heading to the Arsenal. We'll find out a bit more about them as well. That's all to come with Tim. And as we said, the spread as well after the sports headlines.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. Check out Paddy's latest offers on the Paddy Power app or at paddypower.com. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Tim Vickery joining us next as we enter the world of South American football after Will Hobbs with the sports headlines.
Talk Sport.
Thank you, Paul. A 40th Test 100, a first in Oz, and perhaps his greatest of them all. Joe Root came in at 5 for 2 at the Gabba before guiding England to 325 for 9 on day one. Here's the only other England player to pass 50, Zach Crawley.
I think he was less nervous than us, and he played brilliantly. And yeah, we were just talking about it for ages before he even got there, and then obviously when he got there, we were chuffed for him, and so was everyone on the ground. I think it was a great moment.
Bumble, as ever, was watching for talkSPORT and says England are well set.
And I think that's a decent total because of what's gone on previously in matches, in pink ball test matches. Now, they've got the tools with the attack as well, and they've got to bowl with great discipline. I think that is so important. Don't get carried away with playing the man.
But the biggest frustration for England was a motoring Harry Brook, who edged a reckless drive off Stark on 31 straight after the break. Here's former Aussie bowler Brad Hogg.
You've got to have those cricket smarts about you, and I just think that's one thing that he can add to his game. But, God, when he gets going, he's so good on the iron. He took Mitchell Stark apart here in Perth on that first day when everyone else looked as though they were probably playing Z-grade in the back park.
You can listen to Harmy's full debrief right now on the Following On podcast. Elsewhere, we understand Arsenal are optimistic Declan Rice will be fit to face Villa. Johan Wissa could be named in the matchday squad to face Burnley on Saturday for what would be his Newcastle debut. And Young Boys will play their next away game in the Europa League without fans following crowd trouble at Villa Park last month. The Swiss club have also been fined €50,000.
talkSPORT News.
Vladimir Putin's morally responsible for the death of Novichok poisoning victim Dawn Sturges in Salisbury, says an inquiry, and hospital flu levels in England are at a record high for this time of year. More with the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Visit quickfit.com for huge savings on tyres, servicing, batteries, wipers and more in our Black Friday event. And drive away happy every time. Conditions apply.
The rain continues moving north and east across most areas. Brighter weather with showers developing across southern England, Wales and Northern Ireland. Breezy for many and colder than yesterday.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We'll catch up with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent ahead of the World Cup draw over in Washington. We'll bring you a birthday spread, but before that, we head to Rio for our South American roundup with Tim Vickery. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim. Afternoon, gentlemen. Just listening to the news there, it seems to be a case of young boys get out of my ground, as Gary Puckett and the Union Gap so nearly sung all those years ago.
All the latest tunes.
One for the kids.
Yes. So, Copa Libertadores final at the weekend. Flamengo won it. We're going to come on to the manager in a moment, but it was part of a double.
Yeah, it was a hard watch, wasn't it, Saturday? I don't know if you saw it. It was a very disappointing game, but Flamengo deserved the win. And they beat Palmeiras 1-0. Flamengo and Palmeiras are the big two, not only in Brazil, but also in South America. And they're also going toe-to-toe for the Brazilian title. Penultimate round was last night, and Flamengo have clinched that one as well. So, what a lovely week they've had. They needed to win their game to ensure it was all done and dusted this time round. A narrow 1-0 win, exactly the same lineup that played on Saturday. And absolutely, my 8-year-old grandson, who's been going to the stadium since he was 3, he's just in seventh heaven now. It's and the entire stadium. I was trying to work this one out because the stadium DJ before the game, half time, after the game, and it's all over, they kept playing "Smooth Operator" by Sade. Nice enough song and all that, and but why? What's going on? The penny dropped. The kind of tagline there, the chorus line, it's been readapted by Flamengo fans to say, in a kind of sanitised version, stick that up your pipe and smoke it, Palmeiras. So it's been a Flamengo double celebration. 2 wins over Palmeiras, who were their rivals, both for the Libertadores and the Brazilian League, all to the sound of Sade.
Now, their manager and the former Chelsea defender, Felipe Luis, is building quite the reputation. There's been some talk about him being a Chelsea manager of the future. Does he have the credentials? Are you seeing the signs, Tim?
Most certainly, yeah. He's a very intelligent young man. He's only been doing it for just over a year. He's already won everything there is to be won. And now they've effectively got the last round off. They will fly off for the Intercontinental in Qatar, which plays big over here. They got Wednesday, they've got Cruz Azul of Mexico. Win that one, you've got Pyramids of Egypt. Win that one, you've got Paris Saint-Germain, which is the big one. And they're really dreaming of that. So that's the title that's still left for him. Chelsea manager, perhaps, but I think there's one before that. And that's Atletico Madrid.
Of course.
Where he spent most of his career. There is a little bit, including in his monochromatic all-black garb on a touchline, there's a little bit of Diego Simeone in him. And so I think it's likely to be Madrid before Chelsea.
That's if he ever leaves, of course, Simeone. No sign of that at the moment.
Good luck to the person trying to make him leave if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, that's very true. We read this week that two lads from Ecuador, Edwin and Holger Quintero from Independiente del Valle, have joined Arsenal, or about to join Arsenal. They're 16 at the moment. I mean, there's probably hundreds of kids like this on the conveyor belt. Have you heard anything about this, Tim?
Well, this club, it's a remarkable club. It's a little club, outskirts of Quito, and around 20 years ago, it was bought up by investors for the aim of producing and selling players. And it's unbelievably successful. Moses Caicedo came out of this club. There's another one that Chelsea have called Kendry Paez, who was scoring goals in World Cup qualification at 16. He's at Strasbourg at the moment. Chelsea have just signed another one from this club, a 16-year-old centre-back, Quinones. They can't get their hands on them until they're 18. But this club is proving. I mean, if you look at the Ecuador World Cup squad, remember they conceded one goal in the last 11 World Cup qualifiers. One goal. And all of those defenders, Hincapié of Arsenal, Pacho of Paris Saint-Germain, they're all also produced by this club. So both Arsenal and Chelsea are going direct to the source in Ecuador for one of the best clubs for producing youth talent in the world.
Yeah, amazing. As you said, they'll stay till they're 18, but they sound like great players. Neymar, we've talked a lot about Neymar and it's the sort of travails of Neymar and it all going pear-shaped, but he turned hero this week, didn't he?
He did, yeah. There were 3 rounds of the Brazilian Championship to go. His team, Santos, are in the relegation zone. And he's never really got going this season. It's been one injury problem after another. And a knee problem flared up that needs an operation, apparently. Needs a minor operation. And he decided, I think this is against quite a lot of medical advice, to postpone that operation until the season is over. Because he wanted to help Santos avoid relegation. What helps is the fixture list. They've played 2 of those 3 games. Those 2 have both been against the 2 teams who have already been relegated. So they're kind of games that you must win. But he was good in the first one, where he scored 1 and set up 1 when they beat Sport of Recife. And then last night, kind of a goalkeeping error. And the other was one of those kind of VAR penalties that he rolled home. But it's quite noble because, he didn't need to do this. It's not clear that he's going to stay with Santos next season because they're not sure that they can pay for him. But these few days, and they're almost certainly safe now, they'll be playing a team at home on the last day who will almost certainly put the reserves out. And Santos will have to be overtaken by 3 clubs if they're going to go down. So they're almost safe. And that is down to him, what he's done in the last few days. So it's been great PR for him. And if he does stay, well, there's no way that he could have got back into the Brazilian squad from Brazil's 2nd division. From the 1st division, if he can keep this up, he's got a chance. Obviously, you don't win World Cups against teams that have already been relegated in Brazil, but at least it's a good sign. And hopefully, it's not too much of a risk. Hopefully, defying medical advice isn't putting too much of a risk on longer-term knee problems.
World Cup draw tomorrow, Tim. Is there a bit of a buzz over there about this? A lot of excitement finding out who Brazil are going to get?
Yeah, although I think with this draw, I think your opponents are less important in this draw. With so many other third-place teams going through, I think, for me, the important things in this draw are where you're playing and when you're playing. And we will find out where tomorrow. We will only find out when the kickoff times on Saturday.
Yeah.
So for me, the draw isn't complete until Saturday.
You mean in terms of sort of conditions, etc., you'll be playing in?
Yes, because a lot of this is going to be played in extreme heat.
Mm.
There are a few groups where more of the games are played in stadiums that are air conditioning. So, how much travelling you have to do. An example I always give with this is Brazil 2014, when everyone who went to Manaus up in the Amazon, everyone who did that long journey lost the next game. Logistics is important in a World Cup. So where you're going to be based, where your games are going to be played, what time your games are going to be played, that for me this time around is more important than the opponents, because you can lose a game and still go through. With so many of the third place teams in the groups going through, that takes a little bit of pressure off the group games.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think that's a very good point.
Very good point, Tim.
So, in Argentina, we all know Boca and River are the two rivals, but you're going to tell us about a scenario where River fans are going to have to cheer on Boca. It's unthinkable, isn't it?
It is, yeah, but that's where we are. We're at the semi-finals in this current championship. It's a one-off game. River are out. The only way that River can qualify for next year's Libertadores, and it's something for River Plate. They're giants. They made a fortune from the Club World Cup, even going out in the first round. They have the biggest stadium in South America. And there's only one way that they can qualify for next year's version of our Champions League, the Libertadores. That's if Boca win the title. Oh. So they've kind of got a cheer for Boca to beat Racing on Sunday, and then a final against either Gimnasia or Estudiantes. Without that, they're in the Europa League equivalent, which for a club like River is an absolute disgrace. There's one way out. There's one ticket to paradise. That ticket to paradise means that Boca have to win.
Wow, that is painful.
It really is. Yeah, difficult.
Cheers, Tim. We'll catch up with you next week.
Look forward to it. Cheers.
There's Tim Vickery there, and we're going to be heading to Washington next to catch up with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. The World Cup draw is live. We're going to bring it to you live on talkSPORT. We'll give you a few more details on that shortly.
Very nice.
Then we got a birthday spread. You feeling confident today?
Always confident, Paul. Chuddy's been back in touch.
Yeah.
He says the trebles and doubles are bigger. I've googled that as well. Chuddy, they are not. They are not bigger.
They're all the same.
Boards are not bigger.
The board's not changed.
The trebles and doubles are not bigger. The TV boards are not bigger than the board you buy at home.
Right.
The board is the same. That is stayed the same. The materials.
You and Chuddy are having a bit of a tour.
The materials they use might be different.
Yeah.
But if anyone else wants to back Chuddy up, then I'm happy to take it. Bobby George came on apparently and said the boards are bigger, but
Did Bobby George get in touch?
No. Bobby George apparently came on Drive once and said that the boards are bigger, but that's players. As they get older,
maybe Bobby's got a bigger telly.
It was a lot harder when I was playing. They all say that. Everyone would say that.
Fair enough.
Aren't they? But there we are. Good luck with it all.
Yeah, thank you, Chuddy. Thanks for stimulating that debate. Birthday spread to come. We're here with Tool Station. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Tool Station.
are almost ready to go. Ian Danter here in the commentary box. And it is all about whether Dean Saunders can retain the talkSPORT World Championship. To win the leg. She's got it! Gets it! Double 9! He refuses the handshake.
As we were just saying to Tim Vickery there, who's getting very excited about the World Cup draw, tomorrow we're going to bring it to you live on talkSPORT from 4 p.m. Adrian Durham, your host. Stuart Pearce, Alan Pardew, Charlie Mulgrew, Andy Brassel will be popping in to see us ahead of the draw as well. We're going to give you full and extensive coverage of the draw as England, Scotland and other teams hopefully coming through the playoffs will be competing in the tournament.
Very
Rio
nice.
Ferdinand will be co-hosting the draw itself in Washington, and our own Ben Jacobs caught up with him ahead of the draw.
Let's start with England. What are their chances?
We can win it. I'm not saying we're going to, but we're in the shake-up 100%. Our recent form in tournaments has been really, really good. Haven't managed to get over the line, but this group of players that we've got, they're experienced, they're hungry, they're young, they're dynamic. We've got enough match winners, I think. And we've got a manager who's won trophies on the biggest level in club football. So I think we're in a really good position, a really good place. I think you need a little bit of luck, but you also need the quality and you need to learn from experiences. I think I never won anything without having to learn on the way. And it's having that ability to take in what's happened, take the losses on the chin, but then come back with that experience and utilise that to get you over the line. But I think first and foremost, you need the players. You need the players that are good enough, and then you need a manager that can put the pieces together. And that's the ask of this manager, Thomas Tuchel. And like I said, he's done it at club level. Can he now replicate that with England?
Let me ask you about your position, centre-back. Would you take Harry Maguire? Is Mark Gay the starting centre-back in that position, or Levi Colwill when he comes back from injury?
Well, Mark Gay's got the shirt right now. Konza's got the shirt right now. John Stones has got the shirt right now. I think those three are probably the front runners. One of those three, or two of those three, I think will start the tournament if they're all fit.
That was Rio Ferdinand chatting to Ben Jacobs, say one of the co-hosts tomorrow night. Straight after the draw at 7, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent going to bring you the World Cup after party. All the reaction and fallout from the draw. Lots of special guests joining them. We can cross to Washington now, where the boys are in situ. Going to bring you drive at 4 o'clock. Good afternoon, guys.
Hello, lads.
Good afternoon. How are you doing? Are you good? Are you well?
Yeah, well, I can see you're outside the Nationals Stadium, aren't you?
Yes, we are outside the National Stadium because we're not going in there. But that way is where we are this afternoon, a place called Tom's Watch Bar. If you're in Washington, come down, see the live show, etc. We have got some unbelievable guests. Possibly, I introduced my team to Robbie Williams last night. We all hung out with Robbie. Robbie's either going to be on our show coming down today or tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow's he's performing at the draw, so he might come down after that if he doesn't come today. But also, tell him who we've got on our show in the studio today, Benny.
Nuno Gomez.
Very nice.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, I forgot about the rest because I've been so excited about talking to him because what a player, early 2000s, that Portugal side that he played in, absolutely incredible. So I'm looking forward to talking to him.
We won't mention about pushing referees or anything like that. But yeah, we're we're coming up to day 4 of 5. It's been non-stop. We arrived in Washington last night, I think it was. We had a 3.5-hour train journey from New York, and then we all went out last night to a wonderful place called Martin's Tavern, which it's got a lot of history behind it, actually, because a lot of former presidents have used that tavern for various different things. JFK proposed it, Jackie Onassis in it, and they've got all the little booths. We sat in a booth that was connected to a president. I can't remember which one. I had a little bit too much to drink, but it was a wonderful place to go last night, and I really like Washington. I don't know if you two have been here, but it just feels a little bit less chaotic and a little bit more open, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's been nice since we've been here. The roads seem wider. We can get places. We can get 1 mile in a couple of minutes, rather as opposed to New York, where we're trying to go 1 mile and it takes an hour and a half. But no, it's been nice. We've not been here that long, but I've enjoyed it. The experience last night at the restaurant was really, really nice. And I'm looking forward to the draw tomorrow to see who we've got.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the Watergate Hotel.
Very
We're
nice.
all very excited about that. Room 2, I think 213 is where all the action happened. You can go in. They've decked it out as if it were in the 60s, and they've got all memorabilia and paraphernalia up on the walls. So it's a really nice hotel. In fact, Benty has been upgraded in the hotel. Benty's room has got a dining room, 2 bathrooms, about 6 bedrooms, his own cook.
Very nice. And producer Joe.
You've got a football stadium in there, a bowling lane.
Yeah, so is producer Joe.
I'm not like that. I'm not a prima donna. I've just got a little box room. I've got a nice view. You won't hear from me.
No. Did they just give it to you, Benty, or did you have to beg for it?
Well, to be honest, when I got to the front desk, the person who checked me in was like, "Sorry, sir, there's no more standard rooms in the hotel, so we've upgraded you for free." So when I got to my room, it probably took me about 10 minutes to walk around my room, but I mean, timing is everything, right? You get to the hotel late, there's not enough rooms, you get a little bump.
I'll tell you how good the upgrade is, genuinely. You both know your whiskey. In his room, he's got his own bar, genuinely, like a proper bar. You could have like a barman behind and then 5 or 6 people. And on it, they've got it's a complimentary bottle of Macallan 15. And the reason I say it's complimentary, I imagine you've got to pay, but we've got talkSPORT's card behind the bar, so it won't cost us a penny with it.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? See that off later on, definitely. And I'm glad you got the train. The trains, believe it or not, are woefully underused in the States. And my experience of them, they've always been really good. So did you enjoy the journey?
Well, do you know what? I enjoyed the journey because it turned up on time. I'm sick and tired of me taking the train every day, never ever arrives on time. The Avanti West Coast, don't know, obviously call it like that. I take that train every day, they're never on time. It was nice to get to the station here, and it was there.
My advice would be, by the way, if you are using the train here in America, I mean, I'm not familiar with lots of other trains in America. The one we got on, there was 4 of us travelling together, and we decided, or the way it was booked, was the 2 facing the 2 with the table in the middle.
Yeah.
So all our feet were sort of touching each other, and then with 20 minutes to go, I got up to go to the toilet to walk along the rest of the carriage, and all the other chairs were just 2s and 2s, like you would have in business class on a plane, and you had loads of room, and we had no room at all. So my advice, if you are going to get on a train, don't book the 2 facing the 2, book the 2 and the 2. I think it's good advice.
Good advice.
Great advice. Great advice.
Brilliant, fellas. We'll hear from you later. Look forward to it. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. There's Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent outside the National. They've had a bad time of it recently, the Nationals.
Watergate was 74. Andy said the 60s there, but Watergate was 74.
That's all right. Okay. I mean,
I'm just saying who's done it.
I suppose
if he picking him up,
if he goes to the room and has a look, and
exactly, and feels like it's 60s,
he'll get chapter and verse on it, won't he?
There's a few things I was going to say when he said how he got the room involving all the president's men, but I thought I'm not going to say it. On afternoon radio, Paul, because you'll look at me like, shut up.
No, I wouldn't. I never look at you like that. Actually, I do. I do actually quite a lot, don't I, really?
The Ecuadorian twins you told me to shut up about a minute ago.
You said, we won't go into don't Google it, you were telling me. They've actually, while we were chatting to Tim, they actually signed.
Oh, good news.
It's done.
It's done.
Like they've got
done and dusted. Here we go, done.
In a couple of, that's right, it was him. In a couple of years' time, they'll have some fine players. Anyway, it's time very shortly for... Oh, yeah, we should tell you, by the way, that Drive is up at 4, live from Washington. Lots of top guests joining the lads. And the talkSPORT Daily podcast features Andy and Benty. It's the 3rd special episode, their final one from New York. Matt Freese is the US men's national team and New York City FC #1. and he joined Brad Friedel, shall I say? Who's Brad Friedel? Brad Friedel of Liverpool, Spurs, etc. in the USA, to have a chat at the Legends Bar. So you can check that all out on the podcast platforms. But yes, the birthday spread is next.
Joe Root's got the monkey off his back with a first ton down under. He ended day one of the second test, 135 not out. England close on 325 for 9. Bumble says it's a great day for Ben Stokes' side.
He was going to declare. You could tell that the players had got changed. We better declare, let's have a ball. And then these last two got to work and they've put England in a really good position.
Loads more on talkSPORT's cricket YouTube channel. Rod Stewart's told talkSPORT he wishes Martin O'Neill could stay on behind the scenes at Celtic.
Wherever the games are played, if they're democratic states,
to the Great Hall at Ali Pali. That means 5,000 people can attend each session, and the darts will stay at Ali Pali till at least 2031. talkSPORT's live coverage starts next Thursday. And Matchroom chairman Eddie Hearn told us he's getting calls from fighters at rival promoter Boxer wanting to jump ship. Hearn's hit back at criticism that he's had things easy from Ben Shalom.
It's terrible times for him, and you've got to fight back, and it's good to see him fight back. I think it's, we've had calls from a number of his fighters in the last few days wanting to join Matchroom, and the exodus is upon us.
Catch up with that interview on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
Time once again for Kids Game, a waste of half an hour. Yes, it's the birthday spread in which myself and Charlie Baker go head to head. Occasionally Max Rushton, when Charlie fancies a laugh, to see who can guess the most birthdays with the shortest margin of error per week. And we have 10 birthdays to try and get through, some of which we know, some we won't. What we can be guaranteed is a chuckle, possibly a belly laugh on each one, because Andy Jacobs is in charge of the gags, which and the birthdays are chosen, let's be honest, off the back of the funnies he can get from it. Someone has to keep score. He'll also be involved, as Charlie said earlier on today. That's Jeff Peters. But first, Andy, good afternoon.
Hello, Andy.
Oh, hello. Yes, I'm glad I'm doing this because I've been in such a foul mood in the last 24 hours.
Oh, because of the football?
Oh. Well, I don't know what annoyed me more, Tosin and Gusto passing to each other in the 6-yard box, or Brook and Stokes. It's a close-run thing.
But you would have enjoyed the last 45 minutes, wouldn't you?
Yes, probably, but I think, as my son said, probably a 400, 450 wicket, so, could have been better, I think.
Should we have a little wave there in the background? Because you can see us on the little screen in the background.
Is Sue watching in the background? I know she likes it when...
she's in the other room.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
there we are.
Okay, good afternoon, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Charlie Bacon's 80th.
Charlie Bacon.
Bacon's 80th.
There he is.
Yeah, so
Jeff's mate in Mexico.
Yeah, a very good afternoon to you. So Paul leads 21-16 this year. He can't be caught, so that's 5 successive years.
No one else is keeping score, Jeff. It's only you.
Champion. It's 105-65 overall against Charlie. Paul, you've got the opportunity to win back-to-back spreads. You haven't done that, incredibly, even though you're dominating this year, since the 5th of June.
Wow. That tells you how hard fought this stupid game is.
The Paperboy sometimes delivers.
Yes.
We've had some texts come in. Here comes the Paperboy. Thank you for that one. Hi, Paul and Charlie. Can you say happy birthday to John from Deb's Ironing Shop in Wakeford? Happy birthday, John.
Let's warm up.
How old is he?
Well, that's it. That's the whole point. Let's warm up with John. He'll tell us, no doubt, when he tells us how he's getting on at half time. I imagine John being a man of a certain age. I imagine he's about 55.
That's what I had in my head. How odd. But I'll go 52. Andy, why don't you have a guess?
Have a guess.
Nice.
Who's going to win this?
57.
There we are.
57. Go on, Jeff. You're going to be out like what you're going with.
Go on, Jeff.
175.
Went for a joke instead. That's his way, isn't it? Goes for a joke.
52, 57, and I said 55.
Yeah, there we are. So let us know.
I'll say 49.
49.
Let us know, John.
Yeah. How you getting on?
Deb's Ironing Shop in Wakefield.
He always tells us how he's doing at half time.
Steve from Wincham. Steve from Wincham has the birthday. He's had a wee, beer open, pen and paper at the ready.
Wow.
Ready to waste half an hour on a kids' game.
We better crack on because we've only got 20 minutes.
Yeah, come on.
Here's Pele and Sergio Mendes.
Okay, we get underway this week with the singer-songwriter and Oscar-winning film composer Randy Newman.
Randy Newman.
And he was on tour in Sheffield last week when he suddenly felt lonely and desolate. I asked one of Sheffield United's central defenders to go and comfort him. I told Randy, "You've got a friend in me."
That's nice.
What a lovely
He also sings Short People Got No Reason to Live, Andy. I didn't think you'd be a fan. Yeah, exactly. I didn't think you'd be a fan. Randy Newman, he's got
Didn't he write that song for Lionel Richie? Hello, Newman.
Oh, yeah, quite possibly, yeah.
I don't think he did, right?
No, I don't think he did, though. 85.
That's a quote from Seinfeld, isn't it?
I think it is.
I don't think it's even a song, is it? I don't know why was Lionel Richie involved in
I don't know. Let's not deconsider.
Oh, hello.
We'll workshop it later. 85.
85, yeah. I think you're about right, Paul. 86.
82.
Oh, okay. So, what's the scores, Jeff?
They'll be dancing on the ceiling. Paul 3, Charlie 4.
3-4. Okay, birthday number 2, yeah.
It's another singer-songwriter, Ralph McTell.
Oh, yeah.
And I always fulfil all my bedding needs at Ralph's bed linen shop in Mayfair. It's called the Sheets of London.
Very nice. Ralph's bed linen shop is a real...
Yeah.
Really up...
Like
How old's Ralph from Ralph's bed linen shop? It's all Egyptian cotton.
All your beds, all your sheets, all your shirts. We've got the lot.
What do you reckon? How old do you reckon he is?
Ralph McTell.
Yeah.
81.
Yeah, I'd say he's in that. I'd go a bit older. 84.
Well, it's a paperboy success. 81.
Oh, well done,
I think
Charlie.
very
Yes,
good.
well done,
Charlie stays on 4 with that
nice.
direct hit.
4 runs.
Paul is on 6.
6. Okay, on to birthday number 3, Andy.
Okay, the great athlete, gold medalist in the 1991 World Championships in the relay, Chris Akabusi.
Chris Akabusi, with his trademark infectious laugh.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, Chris has taken up the clarinet.
That's Josh Whittaker. Yeah.
He's taken up the clarinet quite late in life. He played me his version of Stranger on the Shore. It was so good, I've renamed him Chris Akabilki.
Oh, that's very good. One for the teenagers.
They're enjoying that. All the kids will be enjoying that.
Oh, yeah, they will.
They'll
Rolling.
love it. You have to first explain who Chris Akabusi is.
Yeah. And then who's that, Dad? On the school run.
You have to explain what a clarinet is.
Yeah. Do you? You got that bad in the education
They won't know
system?
what that is. And then what Stranger on the Shore was, and then who Akabuilt was, and then what Trad Jazz
Just
was.
leave him alone. It was a good gag.
It was a great joke.
Oh, look at that,
Oh,
Jeff.
wow, Jeff.
He's got upset.
He's upset there.
Sweet.
That was
I don't
real.
mind.
Well, I've been included, so, you know.
Chris Akabusi,
Chris Akabusi.
62.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
What do you reckon?
Big in the late 80s.
Yeah.
This is peak. So you go 64.
67.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay.
What's the scores, Jeff?
It's Charlie 7 in the lead, and Paul is on 11.
Wow, okay.
Very nice.
On to birthday number 4 then, Andy.
Birthday number 4, the third of our singer-songwriters this week. It's Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
And his latest single is dedicated to the fine work of the esteemed French football journalist Philippe Auclair.
Yes.
Philippe, the moment I saw you asleep, etc.
Oh, at the moment I saw you asleep. He's written the words.
Very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the song Eau Claire.
She's like the Baron Knights.
It was.
There's
Like
a dentist in Birmingham.
Like the
Fix my
Grumbleweed.
Like the Grumbleweeds, it was. It's like the Black Abbots. Bring back the Black Abbots. I'd say.
What we do is we rewrite words.
Charlie.
Whatever happened to those comedy acts that would do that?
I know, yeah.
It'd be great if Oasis had gone down that route on the tour. They would have started a song and then someone like Russ Abbott would have come on.
Yeah.
Mike Flowers Pops.
And just doing
who
silly
did
stuff.
Wonderwall. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
But he didn't change the words, did he, Jeff?
Yeah, no. They just did the cover.
Just did the actual words.
The cover version. So.
We're talking about bands that change the words, Jeff.
Can I see you in the kitchen for a
Different thing.
So anyway, let's move on. So
Gilbert O'Sullivan, Charlie.
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Matrimony.
That was a good song, yeah.
Matchroom only.
Matchroom only. That's Eddie Hearn's favourite.
That could be him,
Eddie,
singing that, yeah.
What do you reckon?
I'm matrimony.
Yeah. Come on.
I know, all right, yeah. All right, come on.
For goodness sake.
He's 3 years older than what you guessed 3 years ago. Come on.
Oh, Jeff.
all
No
right.
clues, Jeff.
Well, you're
82.
84.
79.
Oh, sorry, Gilbert, if you're listening. He's a big mate of Harry Hill's. They're pals.
Is he? That's nice, isn't it?
Chums, yeah.
Nice.
Well, you might have met him.
Some great. Alone Again, naturally.
Yeah,
what a song that is, yeah.
So
Anyway.
it's Paul 16, Charlie 10.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. When I sent Jeff the birthdays this week, I did say to him, it's a bit like Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
and here
we go.
to prove it
Yeah.
is the fine
Welcome
actress,
home.
Yes.
Marisa Tomei.
Oh, Marisa Tomei. Okay.
And every year,
Is
as
it-
you know,
Chucklebug
Barry and Paul.
I'm asked to drive Marisa over to Paul Chuckle's house.
Yes.
Paul thought I was running late. When he phoned, I said, don't worry, I'm bringing Tomei to you.
Yes.
Now,
Very nice.
you probably didn't know that Marissa is into her clay modelling.
Is
She
she
makes some
really?
incredible three-dimensional designs of people and moments linked to fashion designers and
Wow.
Formula One. The best is probably that of Damon Hill when he won the World Championship in 1996.
Yeah.
It's very impressive, the Tomei Hill figure.
Oh, that's good. That. Well, you're not sure, Charlie?
I'm just googling Swiss clinics.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, that's a bit on the nose. That's a bit on the nose. There's no way back from that, Jeff. You've got every right to walk away. Every right to walk away. No one would blame you. No one would blame you.
That was okay. I think for me, that was all right.
Long,
Come on.
Jeff. It was
I quite
long.
like
Marissa.
It was long, but it was good.
Marissa Tomei.
Tormey.
Marissa
Mel Tormey.
Marissa Tomei.
The Velvet Fog.
Tomei She's
not
not
to hang
helping
around
you.
with you.
I'm not helping. Okay.
And say 61.
I think I may have should have gone a bit older, shouldn't I, Andy?
No, she's exactly 61.
Oh, it's
thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
Dirty Charlie.
Who's cheating this week?
Dirty tactics.
It wasn't dirty tactics. Hanging around with you. That's all it was.
Halfway stage.
Yeah.
Halfway stage. It's Paul 17 and the other bloke 10.
Yeah, okay. So it's 10:17. Let us know how you're getting on. talkSPORT.com. If you want to complain about what Charlie said to Jeff, his team, we're all hashtag Team Jeff today. Let us know.
Jeff. I didn't say it to Jeff.
It was just a comment.
A comment, a reaction to the how long the joke took.
Okay, right.
Oh, I see. Okay.
More words, less funny.
You were going to Google it. I didn't think Jeff had.
Yeah.
I thought yes. Go.
Let us know how you're getting on. talkSPORT.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J. Second half shortly. We're here with Tool Station. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Tool Station. So we are almost ready to go. Ian Danter here in the commentary box. And it is all about whether Dean Saunders can retain the talkSPORT World Championship. To win the leg. She's got it! Gets it! Double nine! He refuses the handshake. John from Deb's Ironing Shop is how old today?
He's 56. Good guessing.
I went 55. Andy, did you go 57 or 52?
57.
57. So, and Charlie went 52.
So
Jeff went 49.
You two have won. That's very nice. Well done.
Okay.
Get free ironing for a year.
Bit of reaction to that appalling thing that Charlie said to Jeff. Our own Andrew McKenna says, I'm just off to Google Swiss clinic. Sounded like a line Jimmy Hill would have said to throw to a break on his Sunday supplements. He used to. So Jim, to get to a break, would say something really mad. And one of his best ones, because they set it up like it was broadcast live from his house. Had all these
with the croissants,
plastic croissants.
Yeah.
And one of the best ones he said to kind of shut down a conversation that was going on, possibly with Henry Winter, was, "I'm just off to wee the dog." So that's what he was going to do during the break.
Oh, very nice.
In the Sky Studio.
He's off to...
and our old mate Cracker said it made him spit his tea out.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Poor old Jeff. How are people getting on at half?
Not doing great. Had Gilbert at 88 on 23. That's anonymous. Pointless reading it out if you don't put your name on it. Hi, gents. Currently on 11. A direct hit with Chris Akabusi as he's near local. That's Jamie in Leighton Buzzard.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Chris, the more illusioned red in Stockport on 23.
Wow, it's good.
Surely it's Sir Johnny Weaver's birthday soon. A few weeks ago.
Yeah, Sir Johnny. We better crack on.
Then he says, come on, Paul. Bit of a shame.
Okay, we got 6 minutes to go. Birthday
Team Jeff.
Hashtag Team Jeff, yeah. Birthday number 6. Here we go, Andy.
Birthday number 6 is the fashion model from the swinging 60s, Penelope Tree.
I don't know
Penelope
her.
Tree. And she was at the City Ground at Nottingham, actually, for a game when she tripped and hit the deck. But even though there was a big crowd, no one noticed. But we shouldn't be surprised that when a tree fell at Forest, no one heard it.
Hey.
Okay.
What do you think?
That
Penelope
was as
Tree?
long as my gag.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, but there was a lot of
No, it was good.
cleverness to it.
No, it was good. No, it was good.
Andy's
I'm
jokes
just saying,
are
Charlie.
canon.
He's timing him now.
Andy's jokes are canon.
Okay, so how old? Penelope Tree.
All right,
Penny Tree.
I think she is... Sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh,
what happened there?
Lost the music.
Pele gave
It's
up.
up to Pele. Oh, yeah.
That's good, isn't it? Okay, yeah. 83.
79.
76.
Oh, sorry, Penny.
The old trombones.
What's the scores, Jeff?
Paul 3 out onto 20. Charlie 7 out onto 17.
Oh, it's quite the ding.
Not saying Penelope Tree trombones. I'm just saying what she might do.
Penelope Tree trombones.
Whatever she does in her own time's up to her. Let's move on.
What's tromboning?
Don't Google it, Paul. Let's move on. Let's move on. I just thought when we got to Acapulco, I thought,
It's
maybe
a
we're
new
going to do a
one,
bit
mate.
of Kenny Paul.
Is it worse than clarinetting? It sounds like
just
it
don't
probably
do it
is.
on a motorboat. Right,
No.
come on.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, right. Here we go. Number 7.
Okay, the singer, rapper, and actress Janelle Monáe.
My old
Janelle
job.
Monáe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm very good friends with Janelle and the actor Cuba Goode.
Cuba Goode. I love a Cuba.
Cuba Gooding.
Cuba
Oh,
Goode.
yeah. Cuba
Who
Gooding.
begged me to introduce him to her. He said, "Show me the money."
Show me the money. Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Cuba. Andy Jacobs' greatest hits.
Yeah. What's your
It's not about...
Oh, it's me, isn't it?
Yeah, this one isn't...
Janelle
It's not
Monáe.
about the money.
49?
I think she's younger than
Yeah,
that,
you
Paul.
think she probably is,
I
isn't
think
she?
you've
Although
gone
she's
high
been around.
there.
Yeah, I've messed it up.
Maybe not, though. I don't know. 42.
40.
Oh, wow. That's bad for me.
Okay.
So what's happened to the scores, Jeff?
I've got a magic joke about her and the previous birthday.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so it's Paul 29, Charlie 19.
29.
He's lost confidence.
Yeah, 29.
Well, it's a magic Monet tree. You know.
The magic
Monet tree.
I did need a bit of
for that, Jeff. That was a good one.
But it
You
needed.
should have done that one.
Needed a handy pamphlet.
But it was good. That was a good one. You should have done that one. That's a shame. We've missed that one.
Birthday number 8.
Okay, birthday number 8. Savagery.
Yeah.
And he won the Nobel Peace Prize in Physics.
Oh, Jeff did.
I bet he bloody did. I bet you need a big bloody big chalkboard for that.
I've known him for years, and I didn't know that.
They presented it in Mexico.
Yeah.
Great. Anyway, it's the Nobel Peace Prize in Physics, 2020 through 2023.
You're right.
No, John Clauser. John Clauser.
John Clauser.
Getting near Christmas.
And we always get a visit on Christmas Eve from his daughter Santa.
Yeah. So 2022, you won it, yeah? John Clauser.
For physics.
Yeah.
for physics.
John Clauser for physics.
John Clauser for
The
physics.
year after I won it.
And it's me, is it? It's me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go on,
He
then.
won it for physics,
He won-
2022.
Physics he won it for, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go on then, yeah.
Yeah, go on then, yeah. Physics, yeah. Yeah, go on. Physics, yeah. Then what?
Has anybody seen
What's next?
Albert Einstein?
Yeah. Theory of relativity, yeah. Go on. Yeah, go on. Okay.
Has anybody seen Oppenheimer?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. It was too long.
It was too long. I watched it on 1.5, which felt disrespectful.
Could have done with that
if I'm
whole
honest.
interview plot line.
Yeah, just lose that.
Self-indulgent, mate. Anyway, what do I know? Keep going. Keep going. How old is he?
I don't know. I've
Go
no
on.
idea. 70.
73.
83.
Oh,
Ooh,
blimey.
It's getting interesting
So
now.
scores, Jeff, yeah.
Paul 10 out onto 39, Charlie 13 out onto 32. So
not
Charlie
much
leads
in
by
it.
7, 2 to go.
Good game, good game.
To birthday.
Can we get on with it, please?
We better really. We haven't got a lot of time, yeah.
Okay,
2
it's
minutes.
birthday number 9, Baroness Jane Willoughby, maid of honour at the coronation of Elizabeth II in 1953. Baroness Jane Willoughby.
Yeah.
And I know her quite well, actually, because I always supply her decorations at this time of the year. She's a bit fuzzy, so I had to check. She wanted some key items. Do you still need some holly, Willoughby?
Oh, that's nice.
Nice, very good.
96.
Yeah, up there, Paul. 97.
Age-wise.
91.
Yeah.
91. Oh.
Wow.
Okay, 6 in it.
What's the
Okay, so Paul 5 out onto 44, Charlie 6 out onto 38. So 6 the difference. Paul, you need to be 7 either way for your back-to-back.
Okay.
Take it away,
What a good
Charlie. You'll
game.
lead us off. Here
What
we
a
go.
game. Okay, final birthday of this very exciting game.
Yeah.
It's the diplomat and private secretary to the Prince of Wales from 96 to 2002, Sir Stephen Lamport. Stephen Lamport. I remember him supporting the late George Formby. He was getting through a tricky legal case at the time. He was relying on Stephen. He said to me, I'm leaning on the Lamport.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, what do you think, Charlie?
What, can you just tell me his job one more time? I know there were years. I just need the job, please.
Diplomat, private secretary to the Prince of Wales.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Now King Charles.
Yeah.
You've got 6 to play with
Go on
here.
then.
Yeah, I reckon I'm going to say 85.
85. That's a really good guess. Shall I go higher? He stuck with him. He was a loyal servant. 85. Shall I go 91? Have I done a wrong way,
I think
Regals?
you've gone the right way, Paul.
What are you doing, 91?
91.
He's gone the right way.
74.
Oh, wrong way, Regals, the winner! 80!
I was going to say,
That was
79.
What a winner!
what
a beautiful
an era.
winner. Everyone's pleased.
Well, I know
Happy Christmas, everybody.
I know Jeff enjoyed it.
Jeff enjoyed it.
Oh, yes.
Andy enjoyed it. Sue enjoyed it. Deb's ironing shop enjoyed it. Everyone
Final
enjoyed it.
scores.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Paul 61.
The
Charlie wins on 49, 21-17 this year. I'm just off to get on to look for flights to Zurich.
Oh, it's come to that. Jeff, don't do it. We'll see you next week. Wouldn't be the same without
After
you.
a phone call to HR.
Thank you. Thank
Love
you,
you,
Jeff.
Jeff.
I'll see you tomorrow, Andy. Thanks very much. Charlie,
Paul.
you're back Saturday with Max.
Yeah, 9 till 11, the game day warm-up, and then 2 till 6, game on Virgin Radio.
We better go because Washington awaits. Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent, live from Washington, coming up next, building up to the World Cup draw. We'll have all the build-up to that on our show, myself and Andy, tomorrow. Until then, have a good evening.